And we are live. What's good, Shasha, man? DL saying how y'all doing? Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. We up in here. We got a good show in store for you. We have a treat. Sister Shamaria's up in this joint. We got the beautiful Shu Shu's going to be joining us here in a second. Just as soon as I check the audio, make sure we good. Audio is good. We're gonna have a good conversation. Like I said, we're gonna talk about this relationship stuff, and finally, I get a cool sister, and I could get a perspective that is much needed, especially on this platform. You know what I mean. So, shout out to Sister Shu Shu for agreeing. And without further ado, let's just bring her beautiful face up here right now. There she go, right there. What's good, y'all? Shu Shu is in the house. What's up, sis?
What's going on?
Nothing, just chilling, you know what I mean? And whenever you come, I always get people showing up early. I'm like, oh, we already got likes and stuff. There's people in the chat already. Like, look at that. They don't do that for me, but they do it for you, though. Look at that. We see who they really love. You see what it is. We got Brother Jack Black in the house, man. Let's go, DL Pie. Yes, let's go. What's up? Brother Dino Dinosaurs in the house, man. Good evening, Sister Shu Shu, Brother DL. I hope you and your families are well. I hope yours are well as well, man, over there in UK, bro.
Are you in the UK?
Yeah, he's our cousin from across the pond.
That's right.
And he's one of our resident film, he's like movie buff, film lover, just like the rest of us. He's asking you, Shu Shu, have you watched the 2022 film 3,000 Years of Longing with Idris Elba and Tyler Swinson? I don't know who that is. DL doesn't know good movies, right? See it right now, like I don't know who the hell is that. It must be one of them bougie ass movies.
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna definitely have to check it out. What I'm checking out now is what is it? Bridgerton. It's a series on Netflix. What is it? I went to a screening maybe like 2-3 weeks ago because Shonda Rhimes is like a writer and the showrunner on it, and she was there for a talk back afterwards. And like when I got the email about it, I was like, I'm gonna go. I mean, I ain't never seen the show, but I was like, I mean, it can't be that bad. I mean, Shonda Rhimes, right on it. And long story short, it's like a period piece about like one of the was aristocrats. She was like actually queen of England at one point. She not queen of England. Of this,
I'm like, right off the rip. I'm like, Shonda got
right. She was queen and one of the I guess you could say the countries there or the cities there, something like that. And
so she was a noble, maybe woman. A duchess, like a duchess, or
something like that. She's a black woman, yeah. And it's really good though. And like, is they have,
or is it based on truth? Is it
based
real?
On, like based on
is it kind of loosely based on, or
it's kind of like
okay.
Because I was doing research on it. They was like the real character that's based on like she had that brown skin, or she was like had color to her, but they never said she was actually black. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Yeah, either way. It's still good though. It's still good.
I'm about to check that out. You know what I'm saying? We got Brother Michael Mestroke in the house. What's good, Brother Mike? You know what I mean? He was like, you caught that VIP seat tomorrow night. No, I couldn't. The VIP was sold out. And he's talking about the Fresh and Fit Valuetainment live event that's going on in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow. I will be there. It was 3 tiers. So you had general admission, then you had premium, and then you had VIP. The VIP was all sold out by the time I was able to commit to going. But I was able to get a ticket, premium, of course. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if they show Uncle Saint some love when I get down there. They might slide me in the back. Just that didn't come out right. Pause. They might be able to let me get in. Exactly. Like, wait, hold on. Let me slow down. But but we'll see. Like we'll see, man. But I'm definitely gonna go and be there and support. That's gonna be a great event. If you guys are in South Florida tomorrow, 6 p.m. Valuetainment Studios in Fort Lauderdale. It's definitely gonna be worth the price of admission. They still have some premium seats left. They're like $150, and the general admission is $50. I think it's $50 or $25. I think it's $50. But hey, it's gonna be wild. I tell you that it's going to be crazy. I don't know who's gonna be there outside of Fresh and Fit and then Valuetainment, but hey, it's gonna be something. And then Brother Dino, Americans just love British period pieces. Yes, we do. Americans do love that. At least I do. You must want us to take back the U.S. You can try.
Hey,
Y'all come over here and try.
Okay.
I won't recommend it, but y'all come on over here and try.
Okay.
Especially with all these heaters we got floating around America. Like that's all America needs, somebody to draw us together. So yeah, but
you gotta don't forget, it's in our Constitution, the right to bear arms. You see how many problems we having over here. I don't know if y'all want to come over here and join in on that.
You trust me when I say, like, you can try if you want to, but boy, oh boy, don't come running over here looking for help. Like, man, I told you to stay on over there. What you doing over there? Shoot, man, they shooting, man. It should be like, you better get in here and get your head down.
Hold on, look behind the L.
Right, exactly. Y'all think I'm playing? That's just, hey, that one right there, that's outside of the safe. That don't have any rounds in it, nothing. But we get down to the safe. That's when you see, all the stuff. And even in my safe, that's not all the stuff. I have stuff all over the great state of Florida. I'm just saying, it's legal. That's how we get down. Wherever I might be, trust me, I got access. So, brother Jack, I hope you have a good time, Monk. Yeah, bro, it's definitely gonna be fun, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, man. It's definitely gonna be fun. Yeah, Nick opened up last night. Word, I didn't know that. And there are a few VIP seats available, fam. Yeah, they opened it up last night. Well, I didn't know that. So now I'm busy. So it ain't like I'm gonna be able to, I'm busy. But we'll work it out. I'm certain we'll work it out. When I get down there. I mean, it's not a big thing, bro. Like, and it boils down to, trust me, PBD ain't really worried about the money. And the support. I'll hit up one of my people and say, hey, hold one for me, and I'll just give them the difference. It is what it is. Or if they want the whole, whatever, it is what it is. So definitely gonna do that. We got brother Chris Smoky Hat in the house. What's good, fam? Good evening to you, bro. Good to be here. So we want to get into it. Before we start getting into it, we're gonna be talking about relationships, y'all. And just up front, I'm not gonna be dropping a link. Shu Shu and I are gonna have this talk because I love having panels, but last time we had the panel come up, but this time we want to sit down and really just get in there. So put your chats in there. It's gonna get busy. It's gonna get crazy. So when it gets crazy, if I miss a chat, don't get mad at me. I'm just gonna be showing them. If it's something you really want me to say, unfortunately, you're gonna have to send a super chat to get my attention because I'll probably miss it because a lot of people are gonna jump in with comments. So it is what it is. But I wanted to start with Shu Shu and let her say what she has to say up front before we get into it. We're gonna be talking about relationships. Sis, what do you think is the issue overall when we're talking about relationships, and we're talking about mostly in America and like the Western world? What's your take on what's going on right now with all this craziness?
Oh God, what's going on right now? I think what's going on right now is that we are in a time where, particularly, right here in the Western world, in America specifically, women in particular, we have the most, freedom that we've ever had. And the problem with relationships is like, I think I said it before, like in the last stream, the script for women in terms of what our roles are in a relationship has changed. We're going according to a new script now. It used to be where a woman you had to either be a mother and a wife, or you could be a career woman. You couldn't be both. If you did work, it was only like, certain kind of jobs, where you had the flexibility to still focus more of your energy on your family. Whereas with men, the script hasn't changed. Men are still expected to be the breadwinners, or even if you're not the breadwinner, you're still expected to make a certain level of income to kind of like balance out or level out what women are making. And so now that women are making more money, women are still expecting men to hold that role of. So what does that say? That's the article. Okay. So it's causing a problem.
You said hold that role of.
Hold that role of provider. And so the problem is, as women have started making more money, a lot of the men haven't been necessarily excelling at the same rate, I'll say. But even deeper than that, when you look into it, it's more so lower middle to lower class, the lower class of men who are affected more by that than upper middle to the upper level of society. It's not so much of an issue with them. I think it's more the issue is with the common everyday people that's having the problems. So.
All right. So, all right. And that's a good story. Good. I appreciate that. See, this is why I love it when the sister comes on here. When Shu Shu comes on here, we can get into some good conversations. We about to get into one now. And just so y'all know, the two of us don't agree on everything. So
yeah, we don't agree on everything.
There's a lot we do agree on, but there's a lot we don't. And trust me, it is going to, it might jump off y'all just because I know y'all love drama. So, we might get on a topic and one might spark one of us, and it might be this.
Yes, sir.
You know me?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely get some. Like, what did you just say? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's kind of like Minister Society. What you say about my mama? Then it's
And first of all, let me say to this too, I come in peace. Okay. I come in peace. I've been on panels before and guys been in the chat like coming at my neck. Like, listen, I'm not an enemy. All right. Okay.
These are just words, y'all. These are
all right.
just words. So it is what it is. Brother Paul Bennett's in the house. What's good, bro? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. I see my folks coming over. Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered. He's not here, but I bet you he'll pop in at some point. Shout out to Hink in the basement, man. Shout out to Mandrill. Shout out to everybody out there trying to make it in these YouTube streets, man, because and support one another. I appreciate it. So yeah, you said a lot there, and I agree with a lot of that, especially like women are making more money and doing better. And the trend is ticking up, absolutely ticking up. So it gets to a point where women make a decision, I guess, early in life. Do I chase the career and climb that corporate ladder, or do I become a mom and kind of do that first and then and climb the ladder? Do you see any drawbacks to that, sis, or is it just a choice, or what's your take on that?
Well, I think where the problem is, like, because you can have both. You can do both. You can have your career and you can have your family. There are plenty of women out here who have done it. There are plenty of women out here who are doing it. The spotlight is just not on them. The difference between the women who are doing both and the women who are told that they have to choose is that the women who are doing both have a spouse who is supporting them in the career that they have or their career choice. Like, they're working with them. You get what I'm saying? So like, I've heard people have arguments about, oh, well, one has to go first. You either do the family first or you do the career first. Either way, it doesn't matter. If the goal is I want my family and I want my career, my emphasis and my focus might be on my family first, and that's fine. But at some point, while my husband is getting himself together, he gets to a certain point. All right, now he got it. And I'm putting more focus on my career. We're working together. In a relationship, you're supposed to be working together. I mean, people hate the word partnership. People hate the word team. But guess what? It's two of y'all in a relationship. And two of y'all have to work together. Partners work together. Teams work together to get a common goal accomplished.
Yeah. And then when you talk about relationships, even with a team, it takes sacrifice on both sides. It takes compromise on both sides when we talk about relationships. And I think a lot of people forget about that too. So many folks think it's always going to be easy. It's going to work out just like in the movies. Like, well, in the movies, someone wrote that script. So of course it's going to work out, right? Because that's what the writer put in the script. In real life, it doesn't necessarily go that way. We got Miss AK. Hey, lady in the house. What's good, sis? Good to see you. How you feeling? Good to see you. We holding it down here in Florida. Last good man in Jersey's in the piece.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, DL? Dropping in before the game. Yeah, that's right. Game 1 is tonight. It's who is it? Denver and in Miami. Life of Cash. We got Central Florida in the building. What's good, man? Shout out to you, bro. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Yes, please like and subscribe. So there's an article out there, and this is from and Brother Michael's like, W Shu Shu, absolutely W Sister Shu. This is an article from the Daily Mail, and this is out of UK, right? And so so the chilling warning every single woman needs to hear: don't wait until it's too late. And this is from sex expert and I guess dating coach as well, Tracy Cox, revealed why high achievers can't find love. All right, so and it starts out, guys, pretty typical of this type of article. It pretty much says everything that Shu Shu just said. Again, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there's some parts we want to definitely get into. Tracy Cox said that there are more successful, high achieving women than ever before, right? That's what Shu Shu just said. And it needs to be less rigid in their choices if they put off finding a partner until their 30s. So she's basically saying the longer you wait, the less picky you can be. If I'm going to go ahead and just paraphrase that. And this is a picture of her right here. Still, I mean, if she's an older woman, she's probably my age, if not older. I mean, attractive for an older woman, but she can't compete with her 22-year-old self, right? Let's just keep it 100. So I think she's kind of making that point. But there's parts in here that goes on. She's like, if your motivation is to get married and have kids, and that's your only motivation, then you're going to find a partner early and job done, you're sorted. Well, I get that, right? And of course, it's UK. We got speaking British. So you're sorted out. You're good, right? But if your motivation isn't that, if you want to get the university, get your career sorted, and then turn around and have kids at 30, suddenly you're looking for someone and he's not there. He's already been taken up by someone else. She goes on, men traditionally don't like dating high achieving women unless they are high achieving themselves, she added. So you agree with it? You think she's on to something, or is she completely off?
No, she's on to something. I mean, because hey, there are some women out there. I mean, I know some women who their only aspiration in life was to be a wife and a mother. You know what I mean? And like if that's all, those are your aspirations, your only goals in life, like that's what life is to me, then of course your focus ain't gonna be on, trying to get a career. Your focus is gonna be like up front. Okay, I gotta find a husband. And a lot of times those type of chicks end up finding their husband as far as early as like high school. You know what I mean? Like they end up like, if they married a high school sweetheart or something like that, like ain't no marrying my college sweetheart. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But for women who are career women, a lot of times, oftentimes women do get lost in. It's either your focus is pulled more in one direction than the other. So either most of your focus is pulled in the direction of your career, or most of the focus is pulled in the direction of your love life. Because you do have some women who start off like, having ambitions of having a certain career, and they end up finding the love of their life, and then like they get lost in that, and then they just like, forget the career. I just get a job and be with, have my family. Just call it a day. And then you have some women who they get like, tunnel vision and focus more of their energy on the career and like less on their love life. And then when they get to a certain level in their career, now it's like, okay, now I need to focus on this area of my life. And then, it's just a little bit more difficult.
So let me ask you this. So if you have these two types of women, you have the one woman who's like, you know what? Like you said, I'm going to marry my high school sweetheart. We're going to have a bunch of babies, and we're just going to do it that way. All right, fine. Like you said, you just make that choice. Great. Mm-hmm. So the woman who chooses to chase the career, the woman who's like, you know what? I'm going to be the best architect ever. I have worked my butt off. I've won, scholarships. I'm going to the best schools. I'm out of school now, and I am in the business, and I am number one in the world, architect, man, female, whatever. I'm 32 years old, and now I want a baby. I can't get a relationship. Whose fault is that? And does that person have the should we care? Should we have sympathy for someone like that?
I mean, yeah, you should. I have sympathy for somebody like that.
Why? Come on, you chose. You just saying that as a lady because you soft, and I'm just too hard over here. I'm like, why? That's the life you chose. You won.
Well,
You're number one. You're number one.
Right. I mean, that's true. That is the life she chose. You know, and you know, you do have to take accountability for the choices that you make, no matter what choice it is. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think
I don't feel bad for those type people. I mean, I'm not gonna beat up on them, but I don't feel bad for them. Like, don't come to me with that. Just like the dudes when I was coming up in the streets, they wanted to get that bread. They wanted to get out there and hustle. And they got out there and hustle. And they became the plug. And then they got knocked. And they had to sit down for 15, 20 years. Right? Don't come crying to me about your time. That's what you chose to do.
I wouldn't necessarily say feel bad for them. Because I mean,
but what you want when you're like, I can't find a guy, boo-hoo, woe is me. Isn't that you can't find any dudes, they're all gone. Well, yeah, because they go early.
Now, here's the thing. You know, like back in the day, a lot of times, like with our parents and stuff like that, and when you ask them, like, how did they meet? Like, if I ask my mom and my dad how they met, like, they literally, like, basically grew up together because they grew up in the same neighborhood. They all went to the same church, went to the same, well, they didn't go to the same high school, but everybody knew everybody. It was the same community. So it's like I mean, if you ask anybody else in the older generation, a lot of that, they meet their spouses because they're in the similar in close proximity, whether it be in the workplace or whether it be like in they lived around each other or they grew up together or church, whatever, they were in close proximity. So like, you know, that hasn't changed as far as like, dating, and and I got to point to this. So like, for women, especially like women who are career oriented and they get to a certain level, the people within their proximity, the men within their proximity, yeah, a lot of times they have found their spouse already, and a lot of times, like, yeah, I don't know. You know, their friends who weren't so career oriented have found their spouses too. You know, it's just they have to get out of that dating pool, like, or you know, find other circles or other ways. It may seem like, oh my God, I don't have anybody now. What about me? But it's okay. The people within my circle, my sphere, who is in close proximity to me, yeah, they're all taken. So I gotta veer out of this circle. I gotta go somewhere else. Maybe I gotta find another church. Maybe I gotta find another, you know, social club or event or something like that. You know, and that's hard to do because it's like a comfort zone. You know, getting out of the things that you know, it's foreign to you. Like actually having to get out and get to know other people, get to know another place, get to know another circle. That's uncomfortable. So it's not necessarily, and that's why I say too, it's not, I don't think we should necessarily feel sorry for them. I think it's just that they just have to take a step back and say, okay, well, let me take a introspective look at what my circle is and why I'm seeing this or why I have this perspective.
Why you gotta show off how smart you are? Introspective. All them, girl, you got me clapping out syllables.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But I'm saying that's what it is, because because you hear so many people talk about, oh, it's so hard to date, I can't find nobody. Where there are plenty of people out here single. So it's not like they're driving buses and they don't own them, right?
But they're driving buses and they don't own them, right? So
maybe you need to go to
here's the thing. I'm not beating up on Ebony. Go ahead. What you say? My bad. Say that one more time.
Maybe she need to go to another law firm or like another golf course or something. I don't know.
Another, yeah, you're right about that. Another country club. But here's the thing, though. I'm not even mad at. We're talking about Ebony K. Williams in the controversial, I guess it's controversial now, statement she said when she was asked would she date a bus driver, and she said no unless he owned the bus. I'm not mad at her for saying that. That's like asking me if I date a 400-pound woman. No, I don't care if she owns the city. I'm not gonna do it. Am I fat shaming? No, that's just not my preference. So I'm not mad at her for saying that, but I just find it real funny that so many people came out to attack her. And I mean, what's your take on that? Because I know you and I had this conversation. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. People are like, well, why aren't you gonna be with a 400-pound woman? She loves you. She cooks for you, obviously. She does everything that you want. She keeps the house clean. She does all this stuff. She lets you go out and exercise options, whatever. Why? Because she's gonna make me look bad when I walk into the room, right? Let's keep it 100, right? At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. That's why, right? So what's your take on that?
You know, people are attracted to what they're attracted to. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what that is. Like, yeah, you can have somebody and you know, if we're just being honest, yes, you should want someone who's going to be good to you and have great character qualities and all this other stuff. But if physically they don't make you tingle, the unfortunate thing is that other person is not going to, you're not going to treat them right. You're not. You're just not.
Yeah, because you're not going to have that feeling.
Right? Because,
so what you say, Shu? They need to have that what?
They don't make you tingle. They got to make you tingle. And people trying down, you know what I'm saying? And people try and downplay that like it's not a big deal, and it is. What a person thinks about you and how they feel about you is how they treat you. If you are with someone that you are not physically attracted to, they can be the greatest person in the world, but you are still going to, I want to say mistreat them. You're not going to give them or be able to give yourself fully to them and give them what they deserve from you. Because you
got 1 foot out. You always have 1 foot out of the relationship.
Yeah, because you know you don't do it for them. And the bottom line is this too. We need to have this conversation. Like, everybody is so sensitive when they get like turned down or they get rejected, quote unquote rejected by someone that they are attracted to or that they, are interested in dating. The bottom line is we all have our own preferences. We all have the, what we are attracted to and the things that we like. And if you don't meet those preferences and you don't meet what it is that they like, it doesn't make you a horrible person. It doesn't make you a reject. It doesn't make you like, it doesn't say that you as a person don't have value. It's just that you're not for that person. But you know what? You are for somebody. You just have to find that somebody.
Yes. And I guess a lot of problem. I think men understand that. Instinctually, I think men understand that. Every dude wants, Rihanna. Every dude wants the finest woman on the planet, whoever she may be. But they understand, like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get her. You know what I mean? Because unless I do certain things, unless I bring certain work or whatever. But I the problem is that we're having a lot of women these days who are like, I deserve whatever. And, that's it. I'm not going to accept anything other than that. Brother Life of Cash, he was like, you got to make me tingle. Red flags. Man, that's not a red flag, bro. Come on now. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. That's not nowhere near a red flag. That's just being honest. And it's hard to get honesty these days from people.
Because let's just be real.
We got Brother Mandela.
Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Not every woman makes your penis stand up.
Facts.
Okay, not every woman does it for you. Just because you're a man,
some dudes have that. Some dudes have that. Some dudes, yeah.
It don't necessarily mean you're. No. Oh, we gotta make a distinction too now. Just because, like, there's a difference between being horny and actually having an attraction for somebody. Because when you just horny and you haven't had anything in a while. Yeah, you'll take someone that you really ain't attracted to because it's here right now and I just need to get my rocks off. It don't necessarily mean that you actually want to be with this person. You want anything meaningful. It just means that I need to get this itch scratched right now and then you can go about your way. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're really attracted to that person because it might just mean you just horny.
Well, yes, and I agree with you, but there are a lot of dudes out there who don't get a lot of female attention, right? They don't get a lot of Foxy Brown. So both can be true at the same time. They go out there, they just, all right, there she is. All right, she ain't 400 pounds, but she's, 5'2" and she's, 295, right? And they're just thinking, I'm just gonna smash. But then they fall in love. Like a lot of dudes do that. They'll get it one time. They get the real tingle, right? They get this woman, they get the real tingle, and then they actually begin to fall for the woman, right? So it is what it is. So I think both can be true, but I would say the majority of men will definitely run out there, all things being equal, their attractiveness is about equal. Guys are going to want to go out there and smash, but not all dudes. There are a lot of dudes out there who truly believe they just want the one woman and that's all they don't want to spin plates. They don't want to go out there and be players. But those dudes believe that women are the exact same way. And I don't know about that. I don't know if women not that I don't know. I know for a fact women, especially when it comes to sex, are closer to guys than most men think. And me and you talked about it, and you were saying that most men want to believe these things about women, whether they're true or not. Did you want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah. Most men would like to believe that women can't be sexually free and at the same time like find someone that they can commit the rest of their lives to. Men like to believe that a woman every time she's intimate with a guy, like he leaves his imprint on her and all this other stuff. And what I have come to learn over time, and this is just like, I'm talking about between conversations that I've had with other women, like, when you get around the girls and guys aren't listening and stuff like that, and they feel comfortable enough to talk about stuff like this. What I've come to understand is it's not really that different. The difference is we are conditioned socially to have different perspectives about sex, but sex is more cerebral. I mean, not to say that it's not physical, but it's more cerebral than it is even physical. And even for men, it is. And the reason why I say that is because how you perceive sex determines your value of it. Like, for instance, you had a good girl who was taught, she's basically said, sex is a sin if you have premarital sex with anybody other than your husband, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Even if she has a slip up, she is going to feel the most guilt. She's going to feel like, oh my God, I've done something wrong. I'm a horrible person. But a woman who looks at sex as pleasure, as connection, as this is a natural thing that human beings do. It's a natural thing that everything in nature does. It's natural. It's not a sin. It ain't no me going to heaven or hell. I'm going to enjoy this moment, with this person. If she sleeps with somebody, ain't no guilt because she hasn't done anything wrong. I wanted it. He wanted it.
Done.
Where's the sin? Where am I wrong?
Right. And there are those women out there because you're right. And it's hard to get those women to come on camera because that is so ingrained.
Because the social stereotype.
That is so ingrained.
Women who sleep with multiple men are whores. They have no value. But bottom line is this, and I hate this whole concept of, a woman has all these body counsels, she can't cleave to a man. That's a lie. That's a lie, because there's plenty of whores out there that actually got married and stay married. I'm gonna tell you something else too. Guys, stop worrying so much about how many guys a woman's been with, because the only bodies that matter are the ones that she actually had a connection with, that she was actually in a relationship with, because all the rest of them was just, they didn't mean anything. Contrary to what you want to believe, every connection isn't this, oh my God, could this be the one? Oh, will we fall in love? No, sometimes it's, I'm horny. I haven't had any in a while, and I just need to get this off.
Hey, shout out to University of UCLA and to USC. There's a lot of those girls out there just getting it all. Shout out to them.
Listen. I went to college 45 minutes away from Auburn University. You hear me? I've been at them parties. You listen, you can't tell me what I've seen, what I know.
Seen it.
Okay.
Been there, done that.
Okay, you can't tell me what I've seen with my eyes, what I know.
Been there, seen that, done that. They get down.
Okay.
And here's the thing, and then I take it to the next level. I was in LA. I was out there with the cool kids, right? On Sunset Strip, on Hollywood Boulevard, on Santa Monica, like out there in the most, the most ritzy clubs or whatever, the most clout heavy clubs in the country, right? It's the same thing. There are women in there do whatever to get into those clubs.
It don't matter what class level they all do it.
It don't matter. Now here's the thing. This is what I tell people. When two people talk about body count, I'm like, look, all right, you want to talk about body count? Here's the thing about body count. Dudes, first of all, if you're asking a woman her body count, you're wasting your time. It does not matter, right? She is not going to tell you the truth because it is a double standard. Dudes are you're never going to get the true body count out of a guy. If a guy's body count is 5, he's going to tell you it's 50. If a girl's body count is 50, she's going to tell you it's 2. You know what I mean? If she tells you that.
I'm going to tell you one deeper than that. I'm going to take you deeper than that too, dear. Sometimes if part of it is that she will, lie about it. But I mean, even if it's a situation where she can be honest with you, her body count, she'll give you a number, but it's probably inaccurate because she forgot some of them dudes.
Hey,
you know why she forgot some of them dudes?
They gonna kick you out, girl. They gonna kick you
out. But no, they need to hear this. You know why she done forgot some of them dudes? Because it wasn't that deep. It was just, we doing this right now, and that is it. There is no emotional connection. I ain't like you like that. And someone probably was like, I don't even know why I wasted my time. Like,
right, I was gonna say, adding insult to injury, it wasn't even good.
Okay. Like, I don't even know why I waste my time.
As soon as you said that, though, as soon as you said it wasn't that deep, I was just thinking giggity. But anyway, again, just one of those. But here's the thing, though, and I tell these dudes, I tell people all the time. Y'all know I say this all the time, bro. The body, you will never know the true body count. So why even worry about it? Why even? It doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people like, well, we want to make sure you're not marrying, a 3 or 4 or whatever. All right, well, you're just not gonna know. If she's good at what she's doing, her closet could be full of bodies you would never know. She'll be, be Molly homemaker and all that kind of stuff. You would never know. But wait, she's not even good at having sex. Nah, bro, that's part of her game. She wants you to think that you're teaching her these things. She already know. She's mastered the game to the point where she can give you that timid, oh no, man, I've been there, done that. This one woman had me convinced. She had me absolutely convinced she was the good girl, the church girl, real talk, right? Had me convinced. All that, touching all that kind of stuff, bro. Right? And I'm sitting back like, man, falling in love and this and that. Like, man, I don't know, I might have to give up all these other women for her. Then one of my homeboys came into town from Detroit. I was living in Cincinnati. One of my dudes from Detroit came into town. He was like, oh, nah, bro, let me tell you about Shorty. She was leaving. She was going to other cities doing her thing. And the only reason she got caught is that was my homeboy. And I never confronted her. I was just like, I really gave her a high five. Like, what's up? She like, what's that for? I'm like, oh, nothing. And it was just right back to it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, she almost got me. So dudes, it doesn't really matter. Now, are there women out there you need to be aware, you need to be careful of? Yes, absolutely. Ladies, there are dudes out there y'all know y'all need to be careful of. Absolutely. This is why you need game. This is why you need awareness. You know what I mean? But this hurts women, in my opinion, the later they wait. Not the sex and all that kind of stuff. It's just the longer you wait, the harder it is going to get that guy that you want. Because I do believe that, in hypergamy, especially when it comes to dating, women want to get the best man, period.
Yeah.
But that's a tough one. And the top tier guys have all these choices. You know what I mean? They got all these choices and they know it. So what's your take on that? You think is that part of the equation, you tie that to chasing the bag, getting a career, and then you add the hypergamy aspect to it. Doesn't it kind of make it almost impossible to get the kind of guy that they want at the top? Or what's your thought on that?
I think part of the problem is you have women who are just like way too picky. Like they want a man to be perfect. They want a man to be flawless, but they do understand that they're not perfect and that they have flaws, but it's expected that the man, whomever Mr. Perfect is going to accept them and their flaws. And that's where you get the unrealistic part of it. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has something. You know, just like you want somebody to accept, you know, your imperfections, you have to accept somebody else's imperfections. You know what I mean? I mean, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've heard women with some ridiculous standards. Like, oh, he can't he can't have, you know, he can't wear Timberlands. I don't like men who wear Timberlands. His name can't be Marvin. I don't get along with no dude named Marvin. He can't be a Sagittarius. I don't get along with Sagittarius. What? What?
That is crazy.
Ridiculous. Oh, he can't live in this. He can't live over there. If he got an office next to Mr. Such and Such, I can't deal with him. What?
And all that's on top of being 6 feet or taller, making six figures, and being in shape.
Right.
Bro.
I'm like, what? What does that have to do with anything? Like
any Timberlands? He might even know their Timberlands.
He can't rock Timberlands. What?
He might not even know their Timberlands. The dude might not even care about brand names like that. He just bought the cheapest boots he saw in the store. It just happened to be Timberlands.
I don't like. I mean, and that is just like so asinine to me. Steve Harvey had this chick on his show. He was like, "Yeah, this might be the pickiest person we've had on our show. We actually tried to, you know, get a connection, you know, hook them up with somebody." She was like, she had this long list of, he can't not like sweets, because she was a baker or something like that. She had her own bakery. Oh, he has to love desserts. He can't love the fall. He can't like doing fall activities. And I was like, yeah, chick, you are utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
Now,
like you get that specific, like in that he can't like this, he can't do that. He has to like desserts, but he can't be fat. He got to be in shape. He can't be short. He got to be over this top. Girl, do you not just step back for a second? Does this not at any point say to you, this is ridiculous? Like, none of this says this is ridiculous to you.
You can want what you want, but you need to be realistic as well. And I think there are a lot of women who aren't realistic. There are a lot of dudes out there. Hey, fellas, we got a lot of people in the chat, man. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Shout out to all y'all. As a matter of fact, let me get everybody the Don DeMarco, man, because I haven't been able to keep up. I know, bro, I haven't been able to keep up. I know brother Jason's in the house, man. I know Mandrell's in the house. Wonderful's in the house. Very Wonderful 34 is in the house, man. Brother Lando's in the house, man. So I'm sorry, guys. It's just, you know, I'm so happy you guys are here. But you know, again, I want to be clear on something.
Just one comment real quick. What's the guy's name?
Which one? Let me go up.
He made a comment about women with high body counts can't and the divorce rates.
I'll find it for you. That was a Life of Cash.
Yeah. Well, looking at the divorce rates, there are plenty of women with low body counts who still get divorced. So that has nothing to do with nothing.
But the study he's citing, I mean, the numbers are there. I mean, it's just there's a number, and if over that number, divorces go up, like it kind of skyrocket, right? So the numbers are there. But you know, everything in life comes with a risk, right? You mitigate the risk as best you can, but there's no way to verify body count. If there was a way to verify body count, then most women would have really low body counts, bro. Like real talk. Like if it was a way to, like we can hold up the body count. I guess a body count app on your phone. You can just hold it right up to the Foxy Brown, and a number pops up on the screen. Yeah, women was. I'm so good. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, let me say this about sex in itself. There's a lot we don't understand about sex. There's a lot A lot of the problems couples have with sex, a lot of it is because of, like I said,
found it was Brother Pitney said it, found it.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of the problem is this: either very few couples actually talk about what they like in the bedroom, and that's important. Most people just get in the bedroom and they just have these unspoken, uncommunicated expectations and are holding their partner to these expectations that aren't communicated. So therefore, when their partner isn't upholding these uncommunicated expectations that you are holding them to and they're not getting met, like, yeah, you're unsatisfied. You're unfulfilled because your partner doesn't know what it is you like or what it is you want from them. There's this idea that, oh, they should just know, or, oh, every woman likes the same thing. Oh, every man likes the same thing. And we don't.
Yeah. And ladies, let me jump in real quick with a quick public service announcement. Ladies, every man does not like you playing with his butthole. All right. You might want to talk to him first. I'm just throwing that out just in case I was wondering. That's a conversation that needs to be had before you start putting objects in and around that area. That's a conversation to be had, right? And if you don't have a conversation first and she decides to shove something up there and he's like, oh yeah, what does that say about the dude? I'm just saying. That ain't new. You would expect dude eyes to get big, like, hey, what you doing? Stop. When the guy's just like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you need to turn on the lights and then hold on, wait a minute.
Man, you ain't, man, look. And if that happens, you shove something up there, you take a remote control car, drive it right up his butt. You know what I mean? He's all happy about it. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's this for real.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Fellas, Shu Shu is 100% correct. Y'all need to have these conversations. Don't get me wrong. I might walk into the room with some ice cream, strawberries, and some chocolate. I might come in there like, no, okay, let me go put this back. But
right, because everybody don't like that. Everybody don't like that.
Right, I mean, they don't like it. Like, she'll point to her box. You put the ice cream back, but there's a box over there you might want to look into. You look into her toy box, like, oh yeah. And you get to just pull it on stuff. Like, we got going. That's a good night. That's a good night.
But that's like on the real, like people, because you know why? And like I said, what I'm starting to understand is like how what you're taught about sex, of course, shapes your perception of it, and that carries you on into adulthood. A lot of people don't have discussions about sex because, you know, in your teenage years, number one, as teenagers, you're not supposed to be doing it. And, you know what I'm saying, that's grown folk stuff. So, you know, that's taboo. And so people don't talk about it, and they get to being adults, carry on the same behavior. They don't talk about it, but yet they just expect that the person that they're with is supposed to know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I think the biggest thing that really opened my eyes, like, you know, Dia being in this industry, like a lot of people sleep with.
And we're talking about the film industry, the real movie business.
Right.
So anybody out there trying to act funny, Shu Shu's an actress, director, producer, an amazing creative. Just want to get that out there. Because like, well, what kind of movies does she make? Well, you let her put some up, but she might tell you. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So like, you know, a lot of people do, you know, but even in like, you know, in like corporate America, people sleep, you know, they exchange favors. And I never understood like how someone could do that and still sleep at night. And this lady, her name is Sheila Nevin. She was the president of HBO documentaries for years. And a couple of years ago, she finally retired. And at the end of her career, she wrote a memoir. And in her book, she talked about how early on in her career, she would sleep with her superiors to get promotions. And she was like, and, you know, it worked. And she was like, you know, the thing is, she just looked at, and this is what made it click to me. She was like, I just looked at it as a cost of doing business.
And what we're talking about
You
here
see what I'm saying?
is sex in exchange for promotions or sex in
Yeah.
exchange for okay.
Yeah. She said, I just looked at it as a cost of doing business. And it clicked to me. I said, I get it now. She isn't looking at that as it's not a moral conflict for her. It like morally, like, integrity wise, company wise, business wise, that's not something you're supposed to be doing. But it's not it's not the same moral wise as from a spiritual perspective. Like, oh my God, what I'm doing is spiritually wrong. Oh my God is gonna get me. Oh my God, my soul is gonna go to hell because I've sinned. Lord, forgive me. She ain't looking at it like that. She just looking at it as this is a business transaction.
I mean, when you look at it,
I want this, and I got to give him this. All right, we make this exchange. I get what I want. He get what he want, and go on about our business.
There's so many people out there, right? And we're talking about women using sex to get ahead in the corporate world or wherever, whatever industry it may be. A lot of people talk about the cash and couch and they point to Hollywood, but it goes on in corporate America, like you said correctly. It goes on in corporate America. Hell, it goes on at the McDonald's down the street, right? There are young girls out there like, you know what? I'm tired of doing fries. I want to be assistant manager. And all I got to do is let dude put his finger somewhere or whatever, and they're gonna do that. Now, here's my thing. And I tell guys, you got some young woman who have in the past used her body to get things that she wants, all right? But she was smart enough not to put it on her phone. She was smart enough not to film it. Now she goes to a different area. You will never, it's just the chances you finding out about that past, something she did when she was 16, 17 years old, working in some restaurant somewhere, you will never come across those dudes because they're still dropping fries at McDonald's. So the body is still there. The what she was doing, right? The intent was still there. The willingness to give up the Foxy Brown for a promotion was still there, but she manages to keep that in her closet and she can fool most men. And we're talking about the top tier. The bottom 80 dudes. Come on now, man. You look at somebody like what's her name? Was it Brittany Renner?
Brittany Renner.
Yeah, you look at her. That's a beautiful woman, man. I don't care how you look at it. She keeps her body. She's fit. Her body looks nice, right? There's dudes out there that will wife her up tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow, but she don't want them dudes. Right. So when I'm talking to a lot of people in the red pill space, I'm like, man, y'all gotta look at the overall picture, bro. Y'all gotta look at the big picture. If you don't have game, if you don't understand human nature, female and male nature, you lost in the game. Now, you do need to do your best to stay away from bad people, period. But having sex doesn't necessarily make you a bad person if you're a loose woman. But I gotta be honest with you, I don't want a loose woman. I don't want a woman I know is gonna walk in and smash anybody that comes in the house or go. She just feeling a certain way. She want to feel a tingle. She at the gas station, so she go in and smash the dude behind the counter. I don't want to be with her.
Right.
You know what I mean? But but a woman who's dealing with a top tier man, she might accept the fact that he's gonna go out there and smash other women and it's cool so long as he keeps providing. Do you have a problem with that? Do you accept that double standard or?
Yeah.
I mean, in general, should women accept?
I said, no. I'm saying like, I don't know. Being in New York has corrupted me. Being in the entertainment industry has corrupted me because you don't understand. I came up here. I was like in my early 20s. I'm talking about like fresh out of Alabama, the Bible Belt. You know what I mean? Raised up like in a super Christian values household. And, my idea of a relationship was love. Like, two people get together and they love and they care for one another. And then I get out here in the real world and I see that every relationship ain't based on love. It ain't about love. It ain't got nothing to do with love. Some people actually make agreements. They make agreements. They have contracts. Like
literal contracts. Like they go in, we gonna get married, but this is what I could do.
Yeah. Even, and I'm talking about, and this is, and it surpasses entertainment. Like you said, it's corporate America. It's damn show in politics. You got people in politics who you would think they are in a heterosexual marriage when really they have this term called a beard, meaning the man is really gay, but Yeah, and the woman that's posing as his wife, like they got married, and they, and of course they got it on paper, they legally married, because like that's public record. Like you can actually look that up if the person is really married or not. Legally, they're married, but he sleeps with other men. Like that's the life he lives, and in exchange, she gets access to all of the publicity, the recognition. She gets status. She gets anything she wants because she is Mrs. So and so. And yeah, she'll kick out a baby or two for him, but that don't mean like they sleeping together on a regular basis. They just slept together that couple of times just to make that child, and that's it. Damn. People have these arrangements. They have these agreements.
You haven't seen the agreements. You just talk to the people who are in them.
Yeah. I'm talking about me. I'm just floored. You hear me? Floored. Because I just, for the life of me, couldn't understand. Like, this is really happening out here in the world. Like, people are really doing this. Like,
and there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's what they want to do. Two grown-ups.
I mean, hey, listen. Fair exchange is no robbery. And whatever kind of agreement or deal it is, fair exchange is no robbery. As long as everybody's on the same page, everybody know what it is. It's just what it is.
I could not agree to that. Hey, we're gonna get married, but you're gonna be able to go out here and smash every member of the Cincinnati Bengals because we've agreed to that. In exchange, you will show up at every political event and you will not film your activities. Why? You know what I mean? Why? Like that's what are we doing? I can.
Here's the thing too about the men particularly. Well, because even in the business world, it's the same thing too. It's just that their business isn't like so public because the only part of their business that their life that is public is like whatever kind of business deals or what's going on with their company and stuff like that. That's the only kind of public thing. But like for the most part, especially like the guys in entertainment, whether it be in sports or in film or whatever, they're always in front of the public eye. Even politicians, they're always in front of the public eye. So like women know that men who have this kind of attention, of course, is going to pull all kind of women. And I'm telling you, when I say, like, I know I'm an attractive woman, but and especially when Kevin Samuels was talking about what a 10 is, like the kind of 10s he talking about.
Yeah.
No. I know. I'm an attractive woman. I know that, but I'm not that.
I know that. Hollywood teaches you that.
And listen, and I don't care how confident you think you are. You get into the room with these kind of women, that make you second guess yourself.
Yeah, Hollywood teaches you that. Women, if you're curious, any lady out there who's listening to our voices right now, you want to know where you rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, just go into a casting call. If you really want to see where you rate, if you really want to know the unvarnished truth about it. Yeah, because I think that Logan Brownie is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen with my own eyes. That's, yeah. Miss what was that? Dear White People, and I think she did the Brats and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Saw her in person. I thought she was one of the most beautiful women. I know she is one of the top 5 most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. And she's not, the finest motherfucker in Hollywood. Think about that. Think about that. And
here's the thing too, like you gotta know when you get with a dude who like is like high status like that, that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. It's not easy like a lot of these women think it is. Like it really is not. It's a lot of pressure, and especially you talk about trying to keep that man's attention. When you look at all the women that he's around, and I'm talking about they not just regular chicks, They chicks whose beauty surpasses yours. And I don't give a damn how much bad bitch energy you got in your mind. I don't care how much you tell yourself, don't nobody intimidate me. Well, they will. Because not only do they have like a very, very like high level of beauty in terms of like attraction, like they are willing to go. Like you got chicks out here who are literally, and I've seen it, are willing to go as far as they have to. You hear me?
No limits. No limits.
To get to the man that they want. If you have any kind of boundary or barrier, like, oh, I ain't doing that to get a man, sit down. You're not ready. You're not suited for this game. You're really not.
And Miss,
so that's why a lot of the chicks who get with those dudes, they already know what they in for. So yeah, a lot of them have an agreement. As long as I don't have nobody calling my phone, don't make me look bad, and don't have no outside babies, and we ain't got no problem.
Damn. And Miss, she
said,
how you doing,
I mean, the bottom line is, yeah, you as a woman, yeah, you're supposed to continue to compete for your man's attention. But at that level, you ain't competing with them chicks.
And you talking about after marriage?
After marriage, yeah. You ain't competing with them chicks. Like, stop it. Stop it.
And it's a brand new one rolling off the line every single day. And there you go. It's like eventually he's gonna see something that's gonna turn his head. Like, damn. And he know he can play a little bit. Miss, she said, how you doing, love? Pleasure. I'm so glad you're here. That's for you. Just wanted to catch up real quick. That's for you. One for 34 has a question for you. He wants to know, he's like, Shu Shu, how do you feel about that and why?
About what part?
I think because we're pretty much on that whole theme of, how they have these, probably the contracts. Like they basically have the was it the beard?
Yeah. I couldn't be nobody's beard. I couldn't do it.
Well, if you could, we wouldn't be talking right now because you'd be in your Bel Air mansion.
Like
riding around in your Bugatti.
I don't know. I couldn't, because here's the thing. You have to put on a front all the time. And you have to remember that you are putting on a front all the time. Here's the thing about lies and truths. So when you telling a lie, you got to remember the lies you tell. Especially when you live in a lie, you got to remember every lie you done told, and you got to keep up with every lie in order to keep the lie going. But when you in truth, you living in truth, you ain't got to worry about what you said, what you did, and that, because you in truth.
It's a lot of work keeping up with lies. That's why I tell dudes, we don't spend place, don't lie to the women. Tell them up front. This is what it is. If she with it, she with it. If she's not, she's not. Go get another one.
Right.
Yeah, and Brother Scam Likely's in the house. What's good, Dusto? I see you. He's like, Logan Brownie is a 10. She sure is. She's a 10 in a city full of 10s. Like, and it's like 10s that are better than her. So, but you can't raise the scale. 10's a 10. But in reality, there are women out there who are 50s in Hollywood and in New York, right? And not just beauty. Like, they know how to talk to you, bro. Like, they know how to get there. They know what to say, how to say it. They know how to seduce. Like, real talk. And that is truly an art form. And we know you didn't take it, but apparently that hasn't really hurt your goals, your drive, as a creative, as as an actress, as a director, comedian, stand-up comedian as well.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? I just hold on to the hope that like something one day is gonna take off. You know what I mean? And not my clothes. Okay. So I'm talking about like, my action talent, like, my ability to write, to edit, like, to act, all this other stuff, like something somewhere at some point is gonna take off. It's gonna take to the moon. So, and you just gotta be patient.
Just gotta be patient. Last Good Man Jersey is saying he ran to Bruce Willis in Soho a long time ago at a bar. He was with a 10, and she had to fight off all the other women at the bar who wanted to steal Bruce. Facts. And you have to, as a woman, I've seen this happen. I was hanging out with Bruce Willis, met him, same situation at a bar. We were hanging out for hours, right? Real cool dude, real cool dude. Mm-hmm. He had someone, this is before he got married and all that. He had this woman came in there, and she sat there and waited. She sat there. She didn't say a word, no funny faces, nothing, while every single woman, including the woman that was with me, took their turn to go over and holler at, Bruce, whether it was shooting a shot or going to get a picture or just saying whatever. Not with Bruce, but with George Clooney. And listen, that's part of this game. That's part of the skill set. Because if she had attitude, guess what? She'd have been rushed out of there.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Chicks are super disrespectful. They care. When they say the definition of no F's given, okay, that is the example of no F's given. Is they are the perfect example of that. When you as his woman can be there, they don't care. You might as well not be standing there because they can care less. All right. You could be standing right there, locked up, arm in arm. He got his arm around you, and she was scooped right there in between y'all. Hi. So yeah,
Hilarious.
I really liked you in that movie, and
or it'll be like, wait, weren't we in that thing in Italy? I remember. Oh yeah, that's right. You were. Yes, we produced that. Now the woman's sitting here like, is this business?
Right. Yep.
It's the game. Like, you really, if you say something, you might be messing up some money. So they gotta sit back.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now I'm kind of with Miss AKA lady a little bit. She's like, I'll be damned if I had those types of looks and chose a man that is gonna disrespect me daily. I will go get everything I want the way I want it. So I hear you, sis. I hear you, but it's a game you can't win. Like, beauty trumps all that, man.
What do you say? Like, choose wisely.
Yeah.
These women want from me.
You know, and that's funny he says that, right? You know, like, these women won't submit. You have to be an exceptional dude to get this kind of stuff. We're talking about the absolute elite of Hollywood. Yeah. Right? That's what we're talking about. And then if you step it up, if you get into the 1%ers, like the money wise, now you're talking about the lords and ladies, it's even more extreme.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about the bottom of the scale. You know what I mean? You doing your little thing or whatever, you making, $150,000 a year as a plumber. Women look down on that. That's insane. What's your six figures women want six figures unless you're a plumber, unless you're the trash collector, what's up with that?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know at what point, like I guess jobs with trade jobs, because that's what they were, like, being a plumber or an electrician or stuff like that. At one point those were like very well respected, and I don't know at what point like it's like, oh, I can't date a plumber. Like, why? Because he fixes toilets. Like,
they were like the top tier guys back in the day. They were the top tier,
right? But they even today though, they still make good money.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know. I guess it's just, I guess it's the thought of, like, he fixes toilets and he cleans, like, poop bowls every day. Like, that's the equivalent of a janitor, because janitors clean the bathroom. I don't know.
Wait, it's a poop bowl.
I'm trying to be politically correct for YouTube, because I know YouTube.
It's just hilarious. Poop bowl. I ain't never heard that. I guess what I'm gonna be saying from now on. Excuse me, sir. Where's the poop bowl? Is it over here? Okay, thanks.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to keep it, try to keep it clean for YouTube.
I appreciate it. But all right. So we went on a huge tangent. We definitely went on a huge tangent. Yeah, but I like it though. That's why I like talking to you, because I have no idea where the conversation is going to go. But I wanted to bring up, so Better Bachelor on YouTube, Joker Better Bachelor. I like his content. I think he's a cool guy. Let me pull up this thing I found. He was talking about this as well. On his show he was talking about women waiting too long. He kind of highlighted the same article we went over. But he went on. So there is those women out there who, they're not married, but they're in long-term relationships, right? And they're doing good. Their partner is doing good. Everything is going great. And then they begin to see a lifestyle online.
Yeah.
Instagram or whatever, YouTube, whatever. They begin to see a lifestyle, and then they make a choice. They're older, right? They make a choice, and they break up. They end the relationship, and then they go out here and they get back into these streets. They get back into these trenches, right? And it almost never works out for them. Do you feel bad for people who do this? And this is normally women. Guys, again, back to the numbers. When you look at marriages, depending on what numbers you're looking at, anywhere between 70 and 90% of marriages, divorces are filed by women. They don't track breakups, but I think anecdotally we can all agree that probably most breakups are initiated by women. In the bottom 80, the top 20 is probably dudes ghosting them, but the bottom 80, most relationships are probably ended by women. I have no studies to back that up. But do you feel bad for these women who have a good guy and they get rid of him thinking that they can, get a better guy?
No, not them. If you got a good man and you get rid of like this, girl, you get what you get. Like now, if you got like a trash dude and you let him go, girl, good for you. Like I'm sorry, you got one of the dudes where anything is an upgrade from him. Like, girl, about time, get your life. But for if you have a good guy, like and you think you can do quote unquote better, I think my question is, what is the better? You think you can get somebody with more money, or you think you get someone who looks better, or like, I don't know, has more swag, so to speak. I don't know, what is the better?
Right, better lifestyle. Like, what is the better? So Joker has some on here, and let's check this out. I think this would be kind of cool to check out. Again, this is Better Bachelor on YouTube. Please go over and check him out. Check out his content. It's a good guy.
See, she's in relatively good shape, right? She says, we decided to end our 12-year relationship and the only life we've ever known. And she's a woman in her 30s. So she married this guy young, and they went out there, and you can see her crying, and she's all upset. And this is her with some makeup on, so she definitely looks better with the makeup. And this is her out with her man and the home they built together, which is very, very posh, very nice. The whole video is she needs to find her space, and she needs to grow, and she wants to get into athletics. So she's probably sleeping with a gym bro, and she wants to chase after finance, and she wants to party, and she wants to go do this, and she wants to do that. She sees all the younger pretty girls out there going out having fun, having a good old, and she wants to live that life too. I'm not even going to play the video. You guys get it. And she says at the end of this, she says, I chose me, and I hope that in this place you choose you. Well, of course, because it's always about me. It's not about couples. It's not about how are we going to work out this together. Doesn't matter if you get married at young or old, or you're her first or anything else. Eventually, women that are making good money and that have the finances and that are in decent shape and getting some attention from other men, they start saying, what else is out there? When you go back to my mom, when my mother.
So when he goes on to talk about like his experience and his parents, I think there's a lot there. I agree with him. I'm gonna say 85-90%. What's your take on that?
It sounds to me like she really didn't have a time in her like early 20s, and I say like 19, 20, 21 to be wild and free, because
she ain't have a whole phase. Is that what we're saying? She didn't get the whole phase.
You can go a whole phase, but I'm saying like you do have some people who do need that time in their life. I mean, because the bottom line is, yeah, you can rush them off into a relationship and rush them off into a marriage, but it ends up, a lot of them end up either divorced or making their spouse extremely miserable, because like that's always going to be a part of them that they feel like they missed out on. It's always going to be a part of their life they feel like they missed, they never had, and at some point they be the main ones in they late 30s, early or late 40s, still trying to be 20-year-olds again. And the bottom line is your 20s are over. Your 20s was the time to do that. So, and I know a lot of people try and give me pushback when I say that, but the bottom line is that is the result of what happens. Yes, she was in a long-term relationship with a guy. Yeah, she spent her entire 20s with one dude. That's the only dude she know. Women who've been with multiple men ain't wondering about, what it's like to be with another dude. She been there. But when you spend your all your youth with one person, that's all you know. yeah, she gonna end up at some point wondering, okay, is there more to life than this? Or I wanted to party and I never got that, and this is boring. Now it's boring.
I
So
mean,
yeah, I mean,
you don't feel bad for them women at all.
Don't feel bad for them for what? What you mean? The ones who
The ones who went through all that and then they walk away. Let's say they got married young, or they walk away, they leave a good man, and then they wound up.
I'm just like, you waited 12 years, 12 years. You should have ended that relationship a long time ago. And
Well, how about you just go out there and sneak? Women are good at sneaking. If you want to go out there and get your back blown out, all right, just keep it in the closet.
Well, yeah, there are women who take that option too.
We'll argue with a lot of women. I mean, seriously, there's a lot. I've come across, especially when I was out there being vicious, when I was out there just terrorizing the world, right? I was a savage. I thought I was a savage. The women that were coming after me, the older women who were married and had no intention of leaving their situation, they did not want to be divorced. They pick and choose the guys. Like this dude right here, he gonna keep his mouth shut. Them women, I thought I was a savage. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And the only time I've ever felt close to being used were in these situations when they smashing a young dude because they know you're gonna get right back. They just gonna, hey, wait, come on, let's get it up again. Let's go. I only got 45 minutes left. Let's go. She won't hurt two pops. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sitting there like, oh dear, oh my goodness. I mean, but that she went home and then they would see you in public and she looked right through you. Right. And as soon as her husband head turns, you get that quick little wink. I'm like, that's a savage.
Oh wow,
that's a savage.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
That's a savage. Last good man in Jersey. Women like that incorrectly think that guys showing them attention will take them seriously in relationships. The guys are just trying to smash. Facts. It is what it is. And when I see women who leave good relationships, it's I don't feel bad for them. Like, you try to level up and you fail, and then they try to circle back and get back with that dude and get mad because he got a younger woman. Again, women and men are different in that aspect. So again, I tell women, if y'all out there listening to me, keep it in the closet. Yeah. Keep lying. You know what I mean? Because if you go out there thinking, well, I'm bad, I'm in the gym, I'm looking good, and the trainer, Billy down at the gym, he's smashing me, he blowing my back out. Yeah, that's all he's doing. And Billy has a girlfriend, right? And he ain't thinking about you like that long term. So you're gonna leave your man. Your man has been with you for 20 plus years or 10, 15 years, whatever it's been. Y'all done built this life together. He showed the pictures of their home. That it was beautiful. I was like, oh man, look at that. I don't care what city they in. That's top tier. They built something together. And I think this is a lot of men in like the manosphere, the Mano Swamp, guys who wound up getting in that situation where their woman leaves them. They divorce them out of the blue. They didn't see it coming. They get left in the cold. They lose half their stuff, right? They're probably paying alimony or something like that. And if it's kids, the whole thing about that. And then these women come on TikTok and they cry about it. Like, well, you did all this. And the biggest thing, and I'll let you cook. The biggest thing is this. My problem with it, if you got married, if you said the words, and those words, some of those words you said, well, sickness and in health, rich or poor, you know what I mean, till death do us part. If you said all that, and then you just left because you want to level up, you want to be able to. Some of those pictures, she was like on somebody's yacht. You want to be on somebody's yacht. You want to get in somebody's private jet. You want to get into those parties, and you're gonna crush this other human being, this man. And if you got kids, you're gonna crush your children, just so what is just so she could do better or whatever she said, so she could feel better. I think that's absolutely wrong. I mean, I have no sympathy for those type of people. So, what's your take on that?
I think another thing too is, I know you ever heard of the 80-20 rule, where there's a theory, you're only going to get 80% of what you want or you need out of a relationship, and then there's always 20% that you don't get.
That's a different 80-20 rule. That's not the one I use, but I like that. So you only you saying this applies to every relationship? You're only going to get 80% of what you're looking for?
It's a theory. And so 20% of something that you're missing, that you're not getting, looks real good when you see 20%. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, and it's a lot of people make this mistake. They end up leaving 80 for 20, thinking that they getting, 100%. And then when they get with 20, they find out and they figure out they only got 20. And now they want to go back to 80. Another thing with social media is too, people only show you the part of their life that they want you to see. Or they try and sell this image or this persona of a life that they want you to think that they're living. And they're not. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Somebody can take a picture on a yacht, but that don't mean that they own the yacht. Don't even mean they even know the person that owns the yacht. That could just mean that they was walking in a park and they saw a boat and that's getting ready to dock. And they ran up there real quick. Hold on. Let me take this picture. Choo. Yo, we out here saying, you know what I mean? That's what we do every day. We got this kind of life. No, it's not.
Facts.
People do that all the time. And it's unfortunate that you got people who buy into it. But those are just the consequences of your actions, your choices,
It's your choices. Yeah, we got Miss Globe Girl in the house. We got Sister Rosa in the house. How y'all doing? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Shouts out to y'all. And it's so many people out there that fall for the old okie doke. They do it all the time. That's how social media is built on Instagram. All that stuff on Instagram. They live in that life. Y'all gotta understand. We talk about numbers. You gotta understand. They call it 1%, the 1% for a reason. Most people in America are broke or close to it. Let's keep it 100. Most Americans can't afford an unexpected expense of $400 or $500. They can't do it, right? They just can't. So you got to understand, it's a reason why women normally say they want a guy that's making 6 figures or more, right? Only 14 or 15% of the country individuals make that. Yeah. Think about that. 85% don't, right? So it's really difficult. But then a lot of guys get mad, like, well, I'm average and the woman who's average, I'm a 6 and she is 6, but she don't want me. That's what you need game for, fam. That's what you got to know how to work around that. You got to figure it out. And then guys figure out game, they get mad because if you good at your game, the shit works. So they're getting results. They smashed the girl that they had a crush on in high school that didn't know he existed until he figured it out, got into the gym, got some game. And it's like, is it that easy? Yeah, it is. It depends on the woman. But are all women like that? Not all. You know what I mean? But there's enough of them out there that
it increases your chances.
Definitely increases your chances.
Here's the thing too, a lot of guys, either they don't believe or they just don't want to like they just don't want to put in the work for it, or they just have like this very negative perspective, like they fall into a very negative mindset, and you got to get out of that. The bottom line is this: you can be short, you can be not like you can be facially challenged.
Ugly.
You can be facially challenged. You know what I mean? Not so appealing in the face, but you can't do nothing about that, right? But what you can do is you can keep a nice haircut. You keep yourself groomed. You can definitely get in the gym and work on a nice body, like nice arms, nice pecs. You know what I'm saying? A 6-pack will overcompensate for what you lack in the face.
Somebody tingling. Tingling.
Listen, so many. There are a lot of guys out here who have overcome their challenges facially. There are a lot of guys who've overcome their challenges being short by that.
Right.
You got it also too, like if you can make a woman laugh, like guys really underestimate that quality, like being able to make a woman laugh. And like something I've noticed, a lot of guys who are used to not really being quote unquote seen, or don't have the confidence enough to approach a woman because they're afraid of getting rejected. Hey, listen, that's a part of the game. That's just a part of the game. Even for women, it's a part of the game.
Well, not in a world where everybody gets a trophy, Shu Shu. That's the problem. Everybody gets a trophy, don't they? No, everybody don't get it back.
Yeah, and that's the biggest lie. That is the biggest lie. Like everybody don't win, honey. Everybody don't win. Okay, it's not just that's just what it is. Sometimes you just got to look at you got to look at the W's that you have and to be appreciative for that. But you know, you're not going to win everything, and that's just life. You know what I mean? But it having charm, or like being able, like I said, to make a woman laugh would change everything. And like something I noticed, like a lot of guys who I feel like they end up getting defeated, and as a defense mechanism, they just end up being a butthole. You know what I mean? And that's not going to help your circumstances at all. That's not going to make a woman be like, "Ooh, let me give him some. Let me give him a chance." No, it's not. But if you
there
can
was
make
a time when that happened.
Huh?
There was a time when that would happen. There was a time, because y'all know I'm old, right? So there was a time where you had the asshole guys who would tend to get these women, and dudes were like, "How did he do it?" Well, most of the time it was because they were in a situation where the woman was forced to be around them, either school or work or some social event or something like that. Maybe the families always came together. So then the women would actually get to know the guy and get past that defensive mechanism. And then he'll wind up with her, and they're like, "But he's such an asshole." But that doesn't happen. Why? Because people don't get out. That doesn't happen as much anymore. Miss Globe Girl said it right there. And work on that personality. And like you, and what you're saying about people, and I tell these people all the time. I say, listen, if you can make a woman laugh, you can smash. Straight up. If you can make her, and I'm not saying go out there and be I'm not saying be weird and corny and be the court judge. No, you have to be suave and smooth. But if a well-placed joke or gesture, right? A look. And she laughs at you, she sees you now. She really sees you because she's like laughing with you, right? That's a lot of guys don't have that. They don't have that. And there's something that's like, bro, again, that's all part of game, being socially aware. And two, and Brother Dust will agree with me on this one. If you can dance, be it salsa, hip hop, you know what I mean? Shit, if you just country line dance, go out there and boost your way into some Foxy Brown.
Right.
Facts.
He's like, oh, okay, he got a little swag to him. All right, I see you.
Facts. So, and these are the things, but there is a lot of gloom over groom, like Dusto was saying. There are a lot of guys out there, and I think you were 100% correct. There are a lot of guys out there who simply they tried it, they ventured off of the reservation, they went up to some baddie, right? Or they went up to some girl who maybe she's a 6 or a 7, like a couple points above average. In the wrong setting. They caught up with her around a whole bunch of people and got embarrassed. But you know how many times I've been embarrassed like that? I can't remember. Countless. Countless. Shit. Probably 8 out of 10 approaches went down like that. It was just you getting rejected. Even if it's a nice soft rejection, you getting rejected. It is what it is. It's a numbers game. You got to keep going. That doesn't mean I stopped, so. But yeah, but we're talking about relationships in today's relationships, and I want to kind of, we're getting towards the end of the show. Like we're coming up in the last 30 minutes or so. We're gonna have to talk about how to fix it. Like, how do we fix this? But before we do, there's one more video I wanted to share with everybody before we get into how to fix this, guys, because we're talking about reasons why people don't want to mess around. Reasons why. Pink Book Lessons. Y'all need to check out this. If y'all ain't gone to this YouTube channel, you're wrong. Go and subscribe to the sister right here. Listen to a little bit of what she was talking about. Check this out.
Looks like
this Flo Rida. Oh, that's Flo Rida. Oh, yeah.
Horny rapper Flo Rida is in the news after reaching a child support agreement in the Bronx with his baby mama. That's the mother of his 6-year-old special needs son. He's going to have to pay nearly $500,000 per year through the New York child support system. And yes, you heard right. I said $500,000 every single year for this child. And no, before anybody says this is why men shouldn't be married, Flo Rida was never, ever married to this woman at all. Just a 304 groupie that allowed a man she barely knew to have unprotected relations with her in hopes of getting a retirement check. And Alexis Adams, she did just that. How many of you can retire right now and get $500,000 each year? This is just crazy.
Listen. I ain't mad at Shorty. I ain't mad at Shorty, right? I ain't mad at Shorty. And I haven't watched that whole video. I'm going to watch that video when we're done here later on tonight. But I'm sure that amount is so high because of the special needs aspect. I'm pretty sure a lot of that money is earmarked or was argued that the money is needed for special schools and
Yeah.
you know, for people to care for
Nurses
her
and stuff.
son.
And on top of that, you got to understand in New York City in particular is the most expensive place in the United States now. We even surpassed San Francisco. New York
That's
City
insane.
is super expensive. So like,
Probably because so many people are leaving.
I give myself a pat on the back every day. Thank you, Lord. I'm still here. Lights still on.
Yeah.
Everything's still working. But thank you. Because it is super expensive. So it's like on top of making sure that the child has somewhere like, you know, to lay its head and clothes, he also needs other, you know, other services and stuff like that because of you know, his needs, his special needs. So yeah, that plays a part into it too.
I mean, that's funny. Brother Hayoka is saying, from what we were talking about earlier, if a man is 4'9", I don't care how much she laughs, she's not going to feel safe with him. That might be the case, but he could still smash. And I know a lot of dudes that were like 5 feet, like barely 5 feet, that was just running through chicks, bro, running through chicks. Now, we was in the hood, and as far as feeling safe, a lot of these dudes were murderers, bro. So I'm just going to keep it 100. In my anecdotal experience with these shorter dudes, they may be short, but boy, oh boy, they armed and they don't mind letting them things go. So, but that's a small percentage. Yes, I agree with you, bro. Overall, broadly speaking, the shorter you are as a guy, the tougher it's going to be. But that's not the end all to be all. Like if you 4'9" and you funny, like Kevin Hart is barely 5 feet, bro.
Yeah, Kevin Hart got to be at least about 5'2", 5'3". Because I met him in person. He's shorter than me. I'm 5'5".
See what I'm saying? He barely. Like that's for.
And I was like, wow, you're really little.
You was like, oh, you
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, you're really short. No, look. But here's the thing too, and it's on my Instagram because I posted the picture. Look, and he's real cool now because I asked him, could I get a picture? He was like, oh, cool. He was like, you want to do a selfie? He said, you want to take a selfie or you want me to take a selfie? I'll take a selfie. And so he had the phone and he really took the selfie, and I had to squat. Like I'm squatting in the picture like this and smiling. Like but I mean,
damn, you had to squat.
I had to squat. Right.
Hey,
and
man.
people was like, dang, why you squatting? Like I was like, cause he's really short. But I mean,
Lorenz Tate is short.
Yeah, Lorenz Tate is short. He's short.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Hollywood, guys. Y'all don't realize. Up until about 8 years ago, all of the A-list celebrities were itty bitty. You know what I mean? Like when Will Smith rolled around, that's kind of changed the rule. They went after really tall, you know, leading men. You look at Sean Penn, you look at Tom Cruise. Those dudes are itty bitty, bro. They ain't just little. They whittle. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, like what the hell? To the point where
they be standing on, they got is what they call an apple box, or that's just basically like this little box that if you stand on, they had them stand on an apple box to make them look like they're taller, but like, or to just because like their co-star, they might be the same height, or like the co-star might be a little taller, so they'll put them on an apple box so that they on film they look like they're taller than their co-star.
It's Hollywood magic, y'all. Hollywood magic. But back to Flow Rider, like the thing with Flow Rider, and that again, I think a lot of that money is because the argument was probably centered around the fact that this young man has special needs, but then we don't know how severe those needs are. You know what I mean? Like it could be because they label you so fast in our society. You get labeled so fast, and the court to take that label, and that's dollar signs, but $500,000 a year, and that's gonna be for 18 years or however old he is. Like for the rest of, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money. That is a whole lot of money. Now, am I mad at the lady? No. Am I happy with the system? Hell no. The system is broken and it needs to change. And again, I say this all the time on this platform. The system will change. It's currently changing. And I think what's going to expedite that change is like what Shu Shu said at the top of this show. Women are making more money. So there's going to be, just imagine, there's going to be a beautiful woman out there, a superstar, making all this money. And boom, we're gonna watch it. Did she get ordered to pay $500,000 for a child? That
it was just talking about how Rihanna was like she ain't get married to A$AP Rocky. Rihanna a billionaire. Like why am I gonna mess that up? Stop it. He a rapper too. Like, you know, so what? I'm Rihanna. They don't mean like when he go off somewhere, wherever, he still ain't smashing other chicks and stuff like that. I'm gonna mess up my bag for that. Stop it. That he play his role, he baby daddy, and he good with that. That's cool.
He good with that. Wonderful 34 has a question. What type of guy blows your skirt up mentally and physically? I guess that's not for me, is it? So, sister, what type of guy gives you those tingles, love? And Wonderful 34 is like, I'm just asking.
I fall more so for a personality than anything, because I took a step back and I looked at the guys that I dated, and like, because everybody has a type, and even if you don't know your type, like, take a minute to look at and think about the people that you've dated. Most of them have some kind of similarity, whether it be personality wise or whether it be physically. Everybody has like a certain type. Mine isn't necessarily like, I don't have like a certain like height or like, anything like that. I'll say this though, most of them are like in shape at least. They may not be cock thieves or strong, but like, yeah.
So pause it right there. There. And see, and brother, Wonderful 34, this is what I mean. A lot of dudes don't pay attention. I knew that Sister Shu Shu had a soft spot for a muscular guy. Like he don't have to be cock digger, but fit. Like, you know what I mean? Guy gotta have something to hold on to. How did I know that? Because she just said not 20 minutes ago, she was describing the guy's muscles, and she was talking about his pecs and his arms and the biceps and the tricep. And I'm looking at her, and you could see your hands were actually doing like this when you were talking about it.
Right, you're right.
And I even made a comment. I'm like, ooh, I said it. I say, ooh, somebody's starting to tingle. I said it, but you didn't hear me. I was like, somebody's starting to tingle. Fellas.
But here's the thing too, and that's something you can do something about.
Oh yeah,
like your face, you can't do nothing about your face. It's what it is. That's your face. You know what I mean? But you can at least keep your hair groomed. You know what I mean? Like, you keep a nice haircut, or if you got dreads, like keep your dreads like tightened up and stuff like that. Like, I not for nothing, but a dude with like some messy, like look like they 3-year-old dreads, it does nothing for me. Just look like, come on, baby, let me take you to a hairdresser, just wash your hair. Let me take you to a shampoo bar, wash your hair. Like, I can't, like, that just, but a guy like with like some freshly twisted dreads, like, I'm like, just so really nice. How are you? You know what I mean? It looks really nice. Like, yeah, like, I mean, you can't do anything about your height. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't grow like, 4 or 5 inches taller, but you can do something about like your physicality. You can work out, you can lift weights, walk around here like them dudes, like other dudes be doing, like them really like buff dudes, walk around here, especially summertime too, with your shirt off, showing off your muscles, and see how many chicks don't come your way. I'm telling you.
Facts. And there's another thing too.
They will make an allowance for your height. Like, so, okay, it's all right, but he fine though. Women
do this all the time. I said Lorenz Tate, and what's the other brother that did what is his name? It'll come to me, but he used to hoop like something. Tay Diggs. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs is short. Cool brother, right? Short, but he has a lot of style to him. Of course, they're like, well, he gets it because he's a millionaire, but he was getting it when he was a broke artist. Why? Because he was good at his art. Be good at some shit, guys. A lot of people listen to what Shu Shu saying. There's a lot of Negroes out there about to run and get their hair twisted up and get into the gym and be walking around New York hoping they bump into Shu Shu. I ain't mad at y'all, man. Good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck. If I'm fresh hair, yo, girl, I got to twist it up. But a lot of dudes will hear that stuff and they might be a little shorter, or someone like me who's bald. And they're like, see, there's no chance. Women ain't gonna blah, 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 blah. Like, look, I'm an old, bald, black dude, right? I don't have any problems, y'all. And it's not me bragging. It's just the facts are, if you go out there and just do your thing, like, yeah, I do stand-up comedy, for fun, or yeah, I hang out, I'm doing this, or I'm moving around like I'm, in Hollywood or whatever, or just being art, creative. Women, they gonna come up to you, bro. They're gonna come up to you. You'll be shocked. You will be shocked. But if you don't know how to talk to women, if you don't know how to see, like Shu Shu told us what she looked for on the stream without even realizing it, and so many guys missed it. Like, how'd you miss that? I peeped that right away. I'm like, all right. I'm like, Shu Shu she's into the muscles. She's into the muscles. I can see it. Ain't mad at you either. But of course you would be. That's almost every casting call. Who's gonna, it's very rare. I guess they ask for a dad bod, so someone to eat pizza and get fat, and then as soon as it's over, as soon as they wrap, boom, they get right back in shape again. So But fellas, it's just so many guys out there, but I don't have this, I don't have hair, I'm this, I'm short, I'm that. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, have confidence in yourself. That's the one thing I think most women are drawn to is confidence, first and foremost. Yeah, it's some, but yeah, there's some short dudes out there getting it. It was something here I think I wanted to highlight. I saw shit, I don't forget. Y'all know I'm old, my bad. I messed it up. I don't forget. But yeah, so we didn't say all this stuff. Oh, it was about the I know it was Sister Rosin was talking about the judge. If the judge was smart, he would order a trust to set up so the money is truly used for the child. See, that's how the court system works. They don't care. They truly don't care. You can't even, in most states, you can't even legally ask mom or whoever the recipient is, mom or dad of the child support, what they're doing with the money. You can't ask them legally in most states. Again, that's starting to change as well. But they don't.
In one case, what is his name? Is it Aaron Hernandez?
Yes.
I think he the one who committed, the S word in prison. And
no. He didn't. No, they got him. That was a hit. But yeah, we talking about the same dude.
But look, but his son, well, his child's mother, like, was getting insurance because he had all the insurance and stuff like that set up. So like she would be taken care of, the child would be taken care of. And so what was it? I think she went to his lawyer or something like that and was trying to petition for more money or something like that.
The trustee, it was set up in the trust, and she went up to the trustee, the accountant firm that was handling the money, and they were like, "No, this is ridiculous."
Right, and they were like, and they were the ones was like, you need to show you got all this. This is all the money you've had. You need to show us what you've been doing with it. You want more money? You need to show us how you ran through all this money and what you've been doing with it.
Gucci, red bottom, Prada, you know what I mean? All that Lamborghini, it's all that. But, and again, if he were still around, she wouldn't have been questioned. And that's one of the flaws with the system. Is absolutely a flaw with the system. But that was a good point, sis, but they don't care about the money. The system is going to get money off of that whole thing anyway. All that money getting paid, you think that's all going to her? No. The child support system, whatever the business in New York is going to get that money too. A lot of people, they say, well, that's all state, child support, that's part of the state. Like, no, that's a private business. They're partnered with the state. And a lot of people don't understand that part either. That's not a state entity. That's not run by state employees. That's his own standalone business. And the state is a partner. So all those fees, all that money, that is a cash business. And they're getting that bread. So it is what it is. So we've talked about all this negative stuff. Let's talk about how can these issues be resolved? How can these issues be fixed, in your opinion? When you're talking about relationships.
How can the issues be fixed? Well, I think as far as the men go, the bottom 80%, it sounds like record, but you do really need to build yourself. Was it? And I think I love my wife. Chris Rock, he was running the problems at work because he was running behind his high school friend or whatever. And so his boss was like, he said, listen, he was like, I don't know what you're doing, out in your personal life, that ain't none of my business, but understand this. He was like, you will never lose money. He said, you'll never lose women chasing money, but you'll always lose money chasing women.
Facts.
And men need to understand and realize that, like, work on yourself first. And that is very important. And I don't know if it's just they don't know where to start, or because people can get stuck in a negative mindset where they're just like, oh, well, why do I have to do all of this? Or the women should conform to me and all this other stuff. You got to get out of that, because it's not helping you move forward. It's only moving you backward. Like, work on your self-esteem, because men don't seem to realize that men have self-esteem issues too. Self-esteem is not just a woman problem. That's a man problem too. Build a healthy self-esteem. Get used to rejection. And rejection doesn't mean like stop internalizing it. As to say, like, just because a woman like turns you down or she's not interested, don't internalize it as in saying to yourself that I'm unworthy of having a woman, or like I'm a sucker, I'm a loser. Whereas, know that you have value, you have worth as a human being. Just look at it as an external thing. Okay, well, what was I wearing that day? You know what I mean? Was I looking trashy? Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking my best. What did I say? You know what I mean?
How was I smelling? Yeah. How was I smelling?
Exactly. What at what point was she feeling me during the conversation and then it turned left? And if it did, what point did it turn left? Like, oh damn, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, well, I know not to say that again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, take those moments and turn them into learning lessons. It's like, all right, I know not to do that next time. You know what I'm saying? With the next chick, learn how to, and this is something too. Get used to being turned down. Get used to being turned down. Like, and because what it does is it makes you numb to the rejection. You know what I mean? And like, I never forget, I had a homeboy one time. We were standing out by a corner store waiting on a mutual friend to come out of the corner store because they was buying something. And while we were waiting, my homeboy, every chick that passed by, he trying to holler at, hey, excuse me, hey, excuse me, how you doing today? Hey, I was like, dude, are you gonna holler at every chick that walked by here? He was like, yeah, because I'm gonna get one. And that's the mindset you gotta have. Yeah,
I'm
gonna get one.
I'm gonna get one.
One of them. I'm gonna pull one of them.
And that is the game. And that's funny that you got to see that from his perspective, because you just standing there like, this my dude's a cool guy. Damn, bro, really? Every single woman? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it has to be that way. I ain't you. He's probably looking at you like, I ain't you, shorty. You can holler at anybody you want to holler at. I mean, how many times you gonna get rejected? Think about that. It's just, it's like, but I gotta run the numbers. Wonderful 34. He's like, I asked because some men need to know what a woman that has a mind and looks want in a man, a quality woman. Oh, hey. Holla. That's how it's done, y'all.
I appreciate that.
That's how it's done, bro. Man, look, you don't work your way up to being able to buy Shu Shu a drink, man. And again, and brother, thank you for the cash out, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for $5, man. For real. I truly appreciate it. And tonight, all cash apps are going to Shu Shu, so that's her $5. I'm gonna have to send that to you, love. That I meant to put that on the scroll. Yeah, your time worth money, baby. Ain't nobody tripping over here. But
I can actually get a coffee at Starbucks tomorrow.
Exactly. $1. You get one. You get one.
One. Damn it. And it's the small. Like the Starbucks, they call it tall, medium, and venti. Yeah, I can get a tall, regular coffee.
But that's what's up. Anybody who sends a super chat or any cash apps tonight, they're going to Shu Shu, man, because she's on here and I love having her on here. I like the eyeballs and everything like that. So show the sister some love. Hey, you're absolutely right. I tell dudes all the time, I'm like, bro, it takes a lot of self-reflection. A lot of self-reflecting. But a lot of your points those were manosphere points. Those are red pill talking points. Work on yourself. How did you look? What did you say? At what point did the conversation go bad? How did you get her to stop, right? Those are like manosphere things. Now, I know on your show with you and Mandrell last night, I'm sorry I missed it. I'm going to have to go back and watch Team Replay. I guess you guys were talking about that. So are there any good red pill talking points out there? Are there any good messages within the manosphere that can help men become better? What's your take on that?
Yeah, so the topic of the show was, what have you learned?
There you go. Okay.
And like my brother had I think 4 clips from an interview that was from 1968 with Black men. And they had the exact same complaints about women, about Black women in particular, that we have today. And so this is not a new conversation. This is not something that's just started. And I don't know. I think something in the mindset has to change. I don't know. You got a lot of men out of here who think that a woman should just be with them, or just out of sheer, belief that just because I'm a man. And at the same time, you got women who feel like a man should provide for me just because I'm a woman. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not how it works. You have to bring something of substance to the table. I don't know. I think a lot of it is just really the mindset has to change. The mindset has to change. And I think people have to really do some really deep introspective looking into, like, delving into what it is like they want and why they want it. Like, for men, I hear men say a lot, oh, we just want women to take a step back and let us be the man. Well, what does that mean? That's a very general statement. It's very vague. Specifically, what do you mean? And when women say, okay, so you mean you want us to take a step back from being our careers? No, we're not saying that. Okay, are you saying you want us to, like, go back to the kitchen or something like that? No, we're not saying that. Okay, well, what are you saying? Because that's what it sounds like. You know what I mean? You need to be more specific. You need to be, articulate what exactly it is that you mean. And if it doesn't sound like, no, it may not sound like all roses and unicorns and rainbows, but at least there's an understanding of what it is that you are trying to communicate. Because right now the message is lost. It's completely lost.
So it's a huge communication gap. Because it was the same thing, talking about communication in the bedroom. It's like, well, we were talking about a lack of communication in the bedroom. There's a lack of it sounds like a lack of communication overall. Brother Viking Paradigm, like, I'm telling y'all, women have always been like this. My elders didn't lie. He's got a fact. So here's the thing: you can go back. There are hieroglyphs back in Egypt that were talking about complaining about wives and shit like that. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. This is nowhere near new. Wonderful 34. Shu Shu, send me my change.
Send my change. Yeah.
Boy, I swear, Wonderful 34 just know this, cuz, boy, that's a real nigga right there, boy. Okay. I want my change. Ain't no change, boy. She live in New York. Then you hear that part about she in the most expensive city.
Okay.
She was being nice, saying it was $5. That drink ain't $5. I'm about to send more. I gotta put mine with yours to send to her, bro, so she can get that cup of coffee.
Cash App me 2 cents, okay? And a copy of the receipt. Here you go.
And a copy of the receipt. I looked it up online. Hold on, which one you going to? You in Manhattan, right? Which There's one on 108th Street. They only $4.25. They $4.25. What you talking about?
No. But yeah, like there is a lot of it is just a lack of communication. Also, the big problem. This is the biggest problem, and I don't think people are. It's communication, and people are trying to simply date someone that just simply isn't interested in them or just doesn't want them. And I think people are just very unrealistic when it comes to who they are and where they fall in the sexual marketplace, because how we behave and how we interact in high school doesn't stop at high school. It follows us into adulthood. And I'm gonna take for a prime example. You would never see the captain of the cheerleading team dating like the dude who is like, a nerd, or he's quiet and he doesn't say much and he's not confident and like, he carries himself real like bummy. You would never see the captain of the cheerleader squad doing that. And if she did, it's because she's pledging some organization, or it's a hazing process. It ain't because she's genuinely interested in him. You've never seen it, and you won't. You've never seen the captain of the football team dating like the quiet, shy, meek girl. He's always either with like the captain of the cheerleading squad, or the captain of the dance team, or some chick who is like very hot. She was voted most likely, like was it how they have like king most and queen, most likely to succeed. She was homecoming queen. You'll see him with homecoming queen. You'll see him with someone.
They changed it up now. You know how they got the whole line of people, homecoming queen and all that. The people on the court. I think they got first baby mama now. I think they got that in there.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But my point is, everybody has their league. Everybody has their class, their dating class. You know what I mean? Yes, the guy who's the nerd, who doesn't know how to talk to women, who's socially awkward, he would love to be with the captain of the cheerleading squad. He would love to be with the captain of the dance team. He would love to be with homecoming queen. But guess what? The homecoming queen ain't looking for him. She ain't checking for him. She's checking for the captain of the football team or captain of the basketball team, or like you've always seen those kind of people together. So why do you think it is we gonna get out here in real life and all of a sudden the nerd who is socially awkward is gonna all of a sudden start dating the captain, the chick who is the baddest of the baddest?
Yeah.
You ain't never seen it, and you ain't gonna see it unless he got money. And even with that, even the dudes who got money ain't they still can't pull all of them. You see what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's true.
The bottom line is, like, you know, everybody has their league, and the problem is nobody wants to date in a league.
Well, here's the thing.
Everybody want to be with the captain of the football team.
So it's funny you bring that up, because in high school you remove all the money and all of the stuff, right? In high school, it boils down to like really our basic compound, right? So young women tend to want those masculine alpha type guys, right? That's what they tend to be drawn to, and nothing wrong with that. And then you're just like, so that's why the captain of the cheerleader squad, who's going to be the hottest girl, generally speaking, right?
Right.
She wants to be, she's the alpha female, so to speak. She's the top tier woman. Who's the top tier guys? Captain of the football team, captain of the basketball team. Maybe if it's a big baseball school, captain of the baseball team. She's going to be with, and those women are going to be with those boys. Yeah. And then you say, okay, well, what changes? Well, they grow up, the nerd goes off to Silicon Valley, and now he's worth $500 million. All right, he's going to pull. But like you said, at the end of the day, someone is going to be with someone else that they don't really want to be with. Right. And that's what started that whole thing. And that's why a lot of this shit doesn't seem to be working. We got a $10 super chat. So if I can get you to read this one, this player is in demand. You know what I mean? Let me give you a Don DeMarco for that.
Don DeMarco. He says, women don't want equality via analogy. Equality means there is one basketball team in high school, and the best 15 athletes, boy or girl, makes the team. Place everyone in the same environment.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate the love. That's all Shu Shu money, y'all. Now I gotta get this money to Shu Shu. If I don't show up, she gonna send her brother looking for me, man. It becomes a thing. Like, boy,
you know what I'm saying? Okay, phone check, homie.
Yeah, I know how them country people are. What was that movie? You had them gangsters from the deep south, and they went to the city. They had that code whenever they're gonna shoot the place up. Pop, go to Weasel. You ever see that movie?
Oh wait, hold on. You ain't talking about the movie with George Clooney, is it?
Was Clooney might have been in that. The gangsters, I think he was. It was a group of like 3 or 4 black dudes from the South, Geechee dudes. Oh, nah. And whenever they decided, it was like a period piece, like 1930s, 40s. And when they was out trying to get one of the subplots with them trying to get their money, and they had a code. Whenever they say pop, go to Weasel, they start shooting. And they had just got all the money and everything. They got all the money. Big guy, and somebody said something racial. The big dude was like, pop, go to Weasel. Everybody
right. Oh, God.
What movie was that?
What is that? I know you should talk about.
It was like, now, dog, now Pop go to Weasel. Pop
right.
Oh, man. Right. We got all this, man. Pop go to motherfucking Weasel.
Oh, my God. I can't think of it. Oh, my God. And then why? It's going to come to me later, because me and my brother be like cutting on each other back and forth, like making like jokes, throwing lines from that movie around each other. Oh, my God.
That's it, right? That's my favorite line. That's my favorite line. It's like, Pop go to motherfucking Weasel, bro. Pop go to Weasel. You know what I mean? And even Scam likely said that too. Men and women spend too much time with people that don't even want them for whatever reason. I get that. You know, so I would say this. You know, reference your we were talking about, you know, like the manosphere stuff. Before I get to that, Brother Viking Paradigm, women have always wanted men to take charge. I think that's what I mean. Most men just don't get it. Thus why they need to hear step up and let him be the man, or step back and let him be the man. you talk about communications. I was someone in here said something. I think it was like brother, Life of Cash. Men do communicate. It's live and direct. Is that communication accepted, or does he need to have the right tone? There's a lot to be said about that. Men communicate the way they communicate. Sometimes, they're like, well, you didn't say it the right way. Men don't be on that. I said get down. Well, why did they have to say it that way? Because somebody's shooting. I said get down. I screamed at you, get down. You get some of you ain't have to say it like that. Yes, I did.
When you talk about what your needs are in a relationship, right? Men don't communicate that. Horrible at that. And even the Godfather himself, Kevin Samuels, when he would have Men's Week and he would let men call in and give advice to men, he would get so frustrated because he was like, you got all these men talking all this smack about how women, are being irrational and being emotional and all this other stuff. And he was like, no wonder y'all having problems. He was like, I'm a man and I don't understand you.
Right. I don't know what you want.
You know what I mean? I can't understand what it is you want. So how do you expect women to understand it? A lot of people just want to
take it a step further. I talked to a lot of dudes about this, right? That guys want to hold frame this and that. If you don't know who you are, how can you communicate what you want?
Right. Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to. A lot of guys, especially now, they really don't know who they are. Why is the manosphere and red pill so popular right now? They're looking for guidance. They're looking for leadership. They're looking for answers. You look at someone like Andrew Tate. Like, why is Andrew Tate, so sought after by these young guys and these, younger men and boys? Because Tate is out there being the man. He's out there unapologetic. He's out there doing his thing. So does someone like Andrew Tate have a hard time communicating with his women? Probably not, because he's going to say what he says. And if he doesn't like what she says back, she's gone. You know what I mean? He's gone. She ain't got to do. So you have those dudes who have that abundance mindset. They don't care. Like, even if they're in love with you, they're like, all right, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to take a little bit of your stuff. But if you go too far, baby, I'm gone. Why? Because I got Logan Brownie over here. You know what I mean? I got the next Logan Brownie over there. I got all these bad chicks over here. I love you, but damn, you know what I mean? Well, we have a problem with communication. Bye, Felicia. But that's at the top level. At the bottom level, the women are the Andrew Tates. The women are like, I gave your nerdy ass a chance, and now you blah, 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 blah. Bye, nigga. You know what I mean? So you got those two things. And I can use the N-word, y'all. I can use it. White folks, don't be using the N-word with me. It might not go the way you was
That's
hoping.
it. A Razor Harlem. I knew it. I couldn't think of the name for nothing. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And that's Life of Cash for coming through. I see you, boy. Pop, go to Weasel.
Okay.
Pop, go to motherfucking Weasel.
Right.
And then, and Brother Viking Paradigm, women needs men that learn to understand it and speak it facts. I mean, there's a lot of that too. Like, women and men do communicate way differently. Part of being socially aware, you need to be in tune with that. You need to understand, like, when women talk, you know what I mean? I try to figure it out. Let me see what she really means. I can't tell you how many women I've been with, right? After knowing them for a matter of hours, right? You know them for 5-6 hours, even less. Then you at the house and y'all smashing. And then now y'all just sitting there, it's cuddle time. And what does he almost always say 75% of the time? I've never done anything like this before. I know you have, but I'm not going to say it right. I'm not going to mess up your, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're a good girl. Yeah. No, bend over. Now bend over.
She's never done anything like that with you before. So she's not lying.
Now, she didn't say with you. She was just saying, I've never done anything like that before. I'm like, yes, you have. Yes, you have. I'm sorry.
You know something I learned, dude? I'm just not to get too far off subject, but like, and I think this is the difference between maturity. Like, they tell you, especially like when you're younger as a woman, like, okay, never give up on the first night because the dude just want to hit it and quit it and da 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 da. But and that may younger guys tend to be more like that. And like if you and guys don't understand too, you shoot yourself in the foot. Like you want the vagina, and then when a chick give it to you, you shame her for it. Like I've never understood that. Like, how does that serve you? Like, how does that help you? Like
It
a
doesn't.
chick, you know what I mean? Like I don't understand it. But like when guys get older, you know, or younger guys, I think, oh, she gave it to me on the first night. Well, how many other dudes she been giving up to? How many other dudes she done this with? Whereas an older guy, what I notice is if he likes you, it don't matter whether you give it up on day 1 or day 90, he's still gonna be there because he likes you. But like if he is just there for sex, whether you give it up on day 1 or day 90, day 91, he's gonna be out. Because that's all he wanted in the first place.
And I think that's it. You said it right there. He was only in it for the sex, so it doesn't matter day 1 or day 91. He was going to leave as soon as he got what he was after. And then, like, even when I was young, even as a young guy, again, I never cared about body count or whatever. And like I said, when women say I never did anything like that before, I didn't have a smug look on my face or whatever. I would normally just kiss her on her neck or cheek or something like that. But in my mind, I'm like, come on now, stop it. But it didn't change. If she was a cool woman, right, and didn't embarrass me and challenged me on some level, I'm gonna keep her around. I'm gonna keep her around. You know what I mean? Now, the only thing that would mess it up if I'm thinking about, oh, maybe I'm gonna make her my woman, my girl. The only thing that would mess that up is one of my dudes know her. Like if one of my dudes done smashed, then it's like I can't give her that title because one of my dudes done smashed. But outside of that, you're good. You're good. You know what I mean? And it's not it can't be one of my dudes said one of his homeboys knew somebody who smashed that. None of that counts. Like if you my guy and you smashed her, all right, I can't, she's never gonna be my number one. Can't. Because you smashed it, you know what I mean? But outside of that, but that was just me. I wasn't in it just for the sex. I wanted more. I wanted someone who was going to challenge me. I wanted someone who could rock with me to help push me and keep me guided, you know, just on my team, right? That's what I wanted. And Brother Life of Cash had a good question. Do women need to seek to do better, to better understand men, or is this a one-way street? That's a good one.
No, I think it's not a one-way street. I think it's a two-way street. They need to, because women need to do a better job at communicating to their man what it is they need, what it is they want. And I think a lot of that, like I said earlier, to go back to social conditioning, see, you know, in the older days at least, traditionally, the responsibility of pursuing a woman, pursuing a relationship, or even a situationship, that responsibility was on the man. It is the man's role, the man's position to pursue a woman. Now, once you're in a relationship, it's the woman's role, the woman's position to keep the relationship going.
Okay, I get you that, because women control sex, men control relationships. So once she's allowed the guy to have relations, the sex part, if she wants to keep that guy, like it's his responsibility to chase that down and get it. Now it's her responsibility to chase down a relationship and maintain it. You saying something like that?
Yeah. I don't agree with that. But
right here,
I get. Yo, you know what? I'm so done.
So Life of Cash, Brother Life of Cash, like Shu Shu, I made you laugh. So what's up?
Hey yo,
holla, 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 holla. Let me holla at you. Let me holla at you.
Right. Yo, I like that though. I like that. I like that, Cash. That's nice. Okay.
Everybody gonna have jokes now. We're gonna have dudes. It's gonna look like a damn open mic every time you on here. They're gonna have so many jokes. I got a joke for you, Shu Shu.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, he said Chris Rock, men lie. Oh, he said men lie like I was with my friends last night. Women lie like this is your child. Ooh.
Facts. Can't get past that. Can't get past that. Now that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother discussion, but you can't get past that. So, but I will say this when it comes to relationships, right? And this is just for me, you know, being down this red pill rabbit hole, rocking out with guys in the manosphere. Dudes need to definitely get better. They need to have confidence, right? They need to build themselves up. They need to chase excellence, not women. They need to do these things, right? When you chase excellence and you succeed, women are a byproduct of your success at any height, whatever, any weight, whatever, right? You're gonna need money. This is how it works, right? You gotta have a game. Men also need to understand that part of that is understanding how to communicate, not just with women,
Right.
understanding how to communicate. I think, and I think Shu Shu would agree with me. The biggest factor to getting something sold in Hollywood, whether you're in LA, Chicago, New York, wherever you are, is the people like you. Shu Shu, how many times you been on auditions, you didn't get the role, but they liked you and they called you back for something else?
Yep. That's happened a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
The same thing holds true when you're trying to, when you're dealing with women, you get to the point where you want to deal with women. You can't be like, well, I got the muscles, I got my own frame, right? I got the money, but I don't have any game. If you don't have any game, it's not going to work because you're not socially there. You got to know how the first 10, 15, 100 women you talk to might not want to rock with you like that. They'll gladly take your money, right? They'll gladly take me out, take me to Fig and Olive, take me to Mr. Childs, take me to wherever, take me to EPLP. They'll gladly go and watch you spend $500, $600, $700 a night on a date and then jump into an Uber and go smash their broke dude who got muscles and he's working at McDonald's. She'll gladly go do that. But don't get mad at her because you didn't understand, you ain't had no game. Right? So when I tell these dudes, you need that, and that social understanding is critical. And not just with women, with dudes all the time. I know tomorrow I'm going to be down in Fort Lauderdale networking. People ask me, like, when I go out, when we out and about, they're like, how come you never really holler at chicks? The only time I talk to women when I'm out and about, if I'm trying to prove a point or show something to the dudes that are with me, right? But they're like, how come you ain't trying to get on these women? Because I'm like, I don't care. My purpose is not getting on women. That's not my purpose. I'm in my 50s. I'm trying to secure my daughter's future. So to me, everything I've done in this space, everything I've done, like, within the red pill world and this and that, everything I've done in Hollywood in my whole life, right, leads to moments like tomorrow. I'm gonna be sitting down there talking to a multimillionaire who's trying to build an empire, a media empire. And guess what? I got the team that he needs. I got the team that can help you build this. I see your vision. I can get you there, right? I don't care what women are sitting around that room. I can care less. And he could care less too. He doesn't give a shit, right? And Myron and Fresh, they don't give a shit either. Networking and bettering myself and getting to the highest levels possible, that's what's important. But guess what? It's going to be nothing but dimes in that room. Nothing but dimes, right? And then, that's Friday night. Who knows what's going to happen on Saturday? You know what I mean? Adam Sosnick might say, hey, man, there's a yacht party or there's a mansion party somewhere. Fresh might hit me up like, oh, bro, why don't you pull up over here? Guess what? I'm going to be back in Tampa. I'm not down there for that. I'm down there on my mission. That's what y'all need to do, right? And once you do all that and then you've attained your goal and now you want to really learn, okay, how can I make this relationship really work, right? Now you have time to put the work in. And that's a big thing. A lot of guys, a lot of women too, they get into these situations and they don't want to put the work into it. It takes so much work to have a good relationship. So it ain't easy, guys. And it's something we can't sum up in a 2-hour show or 2-hour and 12-minute show to tell you how to go from zero to getting baddies. But that is a good start. Like what Sister Shu Shu said, work on yourself first, men. Women, loosen up those damn standards, right? Yeah. Understand where you are on the scale. Shu Shu is a very beautiful woman. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But guess what? She knows where she is on the scale for real.
Because here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys how women think about things, especially when it comes to where we stand in the sexual marketplace, right? Women have this idea that, with age comes wisdom. You learn, as you learn new lessons in life, you grow, you've gotten smarter and, you've gotten wiser. You may have learned to be more patient. You may have learned to be more understanding. You have learned like qualities and things like that you just didn't know you didn't have when you were like in your early 20s or whatever, in your quote unquote prime years. So that's why, a lot of women feel like because they're older, they have value. And in essence, in theory, like really, you do. You know what I mean? In as a person, you do. When you take a step back and you actually work on your character, who you are, you become a person of substance. You actually become more grounded because you're more solid and firm in what you believe and who you are and all this other stuff. You know, as character wise, you do become better. At least you're supposed to. But
Supposed to.
at
In
least you're
theory.
supposed to. Which is why a lot of times you hear women saying, "Oh, well, you know, that yeah, I have more value now." And also, and unfortunately, you know, a lot of guys be like, "I don't care nothing about that," and I feel like the tables turn to a certain extent, like you didn't want me, you know, when I was scrawny, I didn't have nothing, you know, so now I got the upper hand because now I got the money that you were unrealistically expecting me to have at 20, and so, but not only you want me, but like the younger women that I wanted, like back in the day, now this generation, the next batch is out, and I have the pick of the litter with that because I have the money that not
Back
only
then
you
didn't want me. Now y'all all
right.
own me. Who was that? Was that Mike
And
Jones? Back then you didn't want me.
Right, but superficially, like, you know, I mean, and another thing too is when it comes to looks from a physical perspective, I think a lot of women have a hard time really gauging where they stand because it's women understand that, you know, part of our value is in our looks. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're supposed to be a good person. You're supposed to have all these characteristics. Like, you know, like I said earlier, too, back in the street. But the bottom line is what you look like trumps everything. It trumps all that. A dude will work around your attitude. You know how many dudes with beautiful women got nasty stank attitudes, but still hold them around because they pretty. And a lot of that too is really because when they were younger, they couldn't pull a chick like that. And when they walk in a room, but now they can, and they walk in a room and all they homeboys and everybody like, dang, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Like social vanity is really why he keeping her around for real. It ain't because he really enjoy being with her though. You know, but that's going on a rant now. But a lot of it is because and because women understand that part of our value is in our looks. To say you're anything less than a 10, women equate that with I'm saying that I'm not pretty, or it attributes to having low self-esteem. And it's not that. It's just being honest with yourself in terms of what you know you can pull. Like
we got
what's that?
That's not, we got I Am a Single one up in the house.
What's going on?
On the spotlight. Hey, listen, guys, I'm about to drop the link, but it's only for let me ask her first. Like, sis, can you come up? I mean, I want to hear her point of view because this is a very successful, attractive, hardworking sister in a big city. So I really would love to have your input, sis. You don't have to cam up, but I would love to have you up here. Can you do that? Because I will drop the link just for her, guys. I mean, because I want to hear this, you know, the other side. I really want to hear the other side. So let me know, sis, if you could get on. Like I Am the Single one, because I was on her stream, and yeah, it was crazy. And brother Scam Likely was saying both sides, brother Dusto, both sides control sex, both sides control relationships. I disagree with that. Do you agree with that? Because I would say it's up to, when it comes to sexual relations, like it's up to the woman to say yes. Like you said, it's up to the man to pursue. If every woman said yes, there's nothing to pursue. I just walk out the door. What's up, girl? Let's go. I want you. Therefore, it's going to happen. So, and then when it came to relationships, it'd be the same thing. Women can go up to guys, and no matter what she looked like or what kind of attitude she has, and say, nope, we're going to be in this relationship. So I just think because of the way we pursue, men want sex, and women control that. So
women want sex too now.
But
women want sex too. But it's a delicate thing, and really it's because of the society that men structure that it's that way. You know what I mean? and for a woman and young women especially, it can be confusing, especially when, and contrary to what a lot of guys want to believe, every woman ain't spreading their legs for every dude that throws them a smile or speaks to them, which is crazy to me. Y'all so worried and so scared of what a woman doing with her vagina. That's her vagina. She can do what she want to do with it. But just like you got a lot of guys out here fronting like, young guys too, fronting like they getting a whole bunch of, women, and they're not. The same thing goes with a lot of women out here that's not really giving it out like that, because the impression that they've been given us about sex is dirty. If you open your legs, he gonna run off. First time you give him some, he gonna think you're a whore. He's gonna call you a whore. Like, all these negative ideals about sex. And like I said, so you ain't got a lot of women out here spreading their legs like that. And you do have a lot of women who, when they do spread their legs, it's because they think that, okay, this is what he wants, and this is what I got to do to get him.
But isn't the whole WAP, that wet ass, whatever, isn't it more acceptable now, especially for young women, to give it up? Because I ain't gonna lie, I see more women, down than I did, 25, 35 years ago. And I mean those numbers. Y'all, told y'all I'm old. This era, to me, seems to be the easiest era in which to smash. I Am the Single One says she can join in about 10 minutes, so we're going to stretch this out because I really want to hear her opinion, the two of y'all, on this, because I was supposed to go to the Improv tonight, right? But
you know what? See,
I'll go next week. I had to get you on. We had to get this one off. And brothers and brother Scam, he's right. Well, first of all, brother Ted's the eyes up in the house. What's good?
Yeah, what's going on?
Good to see you, man. We had a great stream last week when he popped on, man. You always on time, bro. You ain't never late. Like I said, I'm a Single One. She's gonna be in about 10 minutes. And guys, when I drop the link, it's going to be for her. And the reason I'm doing that is just I really want to get the female perspective on this show. Brother Scam was saying, interesting, women can have sex with a man who says no. I hear where you're coming from, but more men, or if an attractive woman, if a woman was 5, walk up to 10 men, right? 9 of them gonna say, yeah, let's smash. She's like, let's just go. 9 of them gonna say, yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Or even if you say it's only gonna be 8, because one of them's happily married, don't want to mess up a situation, but the majority of men are gonna want to take you up. No one can legally just take it. You know what I mean? I feel you on that, bro. They can't legally do it. But to believe, it's just getting sexual access for women for most men is a very difficult thing to do. So women control that. Who are women going after? The best men they can find. So, and that's what I mean by that. It's difficult if a guy's running out, if a guy has 300 bodies, right? That's an accomplishment, bro. Like, you got how many? 300 compared to a dude who's a virgin. And there are more male versions out there today than there are female versions today. So, but yes, overall, the numbers are both declining on both sides. So that's what I meant by that. But when we get I Am the Single One on here, who definitely go over and check out her YouTube channel, guys. She on the spot, man. She goes around Chicago and she shows you parts of that town that I didn't know existed. Some cool stuff, going to concerts and seeing some cool building. I like her page, y'all. Make sure y'all go over and show her some love. And then, like, I Am the Single One, she does some stuff. I was on her page, man, on her one night. I called her and your brother was on there talking one night, and I jumped on there, and she was trying to close up, man. She had to go another hour and a half talking to us, man. We were having these conversations. So, but back to the topic at hand. I think that it can be salvaged. Do you believe that I just landed on that. I'm still going to be showing. I got my hands moving. Do you still believe that that there's a chance for relationships to work in our culture today? Do you think that men and women can fix these? All right, let me drop this link real quick.
I think the perspective just has to change. It just has to change. Part of the problem is, like I said, it's not the men who are in the upper middle class to upper class that are having the problem. It's the men who are in the lower middle class to the lower like poor class that are having the issues. The everyday common man that's having a problem. I mean, no, a woman isn't wrong for wanting a certain lifestyle. No, a woman isn't wrong for wanting a man who makes a certain amount of money. I mean, society has placed these concepts out here. And now, you know, you got some who are winning and some who aren't doing so well in the game.
They losers. Go ahead and say it. They losers. Loser. And again,
the ones who aren't performing very well in the game. Listen, the game ain't over, so you ain't lost. Okay? You haven't lost.
Between men and women. Difference between it's gonna be there. It's gonna be all bless your heart. Nah, you're losing.
No, the reason why I'm saying that is because you can change your situation. You really can.
Yeah.
Like the difficult part about being a woman is like when your value is in your looks, it's only so much I can do about my looks. It's only so much makeup I can wear. It's only so much weave I can put in my hair. I can only lose so much weight, or at least try to maintain it and stuff like that. I mean, there's only so much I can do. But with a man, like you can earn more money over time, and especially in this gig culture, it's so many different ways to get money legally. I gotta put that
and
in.
illegally. Hell, we ain't gonna take that off the table. I ain't mad at
No,
y'all. I see you.
Legally. Y'all gonna do legal. So
I'm not encouraging it.
You can elevate your situation, your economic situation. That's something you can out. You know what I mean? And the bottom line is the harder you work for, the more work you put in.
Sorry.
The more you want to appreciate it anyway. So
and we got I am the single one. She done dropped in there. She didn't think I was gonna pull her right away. Making all that damn noise. What's all that noise? I used to hear that so much as a kid. Did y'all just scream at y'all when y'all out there playing? What's all that noise?
Hi, Dio. Hi, Shu Shu.
How you doing, love?
Amazing. So good to see you guys.
Always a pleasure to have you on here.
What do you want me to say?
Well, we're talking about relationships, right? We're at the end of the show. We kind of went through a whole show, but we're talking about today's relationships, and I want to know your take on it. Like, is it over? You know, because we were talking at the top of the show how there are so many successful women out here today now saying that there are no good men. And a lot of people are saying, well, that's because you took too long to find you a good man. You chased the career. You went out there and you're successful. Now that you're successful and you're in your 30s, is it going to be harder to find that mate, that life mate, and be able to make the babies? What's your take on that, I guess, first?
I think it is over, but it is over as we know it. I think there are a few things that need to happen on both sides. I think, you know, what people are trying to apply, like traditional, like models and things to, you know, a time where it just doesn't apply. I also think, and I say this all the time on my channel, I also think that on the women's side, women need to come to some understanding when it comes to monogamy, and that as an expectation. I think that's a major thing. But as far as like a woman, you know, doing her career, I've said this before as well, you know, women did what they were told, what they were taught and conditioned to do as girls, which is to be a good girl, to achieve, to get good grades, and then that, you know, goes from schooling to university to career. So that is what they do. And so, and now it's like, you know, men are complaining about that is what they have done. Oh my God, you have all these degrees. Like, why? How is that a bad thing? That I'm educated.
Okay. And Wonderful 34 has a question, I guess, for the ladies. Disregarding looks, what is your biggest asset for attracting a man, and what value? And at what value? I'm sorry.
I'll say this. I mean, I know I'm attractive, but at the same time, I think it's more my personality. Because I do have like this like very friendly, very warm very upbeat personality. If you ever meet me in person, I'm always like, "Good morning, how are you?" You know what I mean? I have to kind of like tone it down some, like when I'm walking in the street in New York, because like if guys here, if they speak to you, you speak back, they take it as an invitation to come and holler at you. Like, no, sir, I was just being polite. You spoke to me, and I was just speaking back. I was being polite. That's all.
You need a T-shirt to say I'm Southern. So they no, just
yeah. But I think a lot of that really is what it is. Just my personality.
All right, man, Joe, I see you in the back, but I'm only talking to ladies, man. So you can hang out as long as you want, but I'm only talking to ladies. Just, I wanted to get, we had your sister up. I wanted to get I am single. So I am a single one. What's your answer to that particular question, disregarding looks? What is your biggest asset for attracting a man, and at what value?
I don't have an answer because I am not attracting a man because I am the single one.
Yeah.
And let me say this, ladies, it's the most freeing thing. I have never been. You don't realize how much we center men and what we think they want and desire in our own identities. And men cannot relate to this because they aren't conditioned to do the same thing. Only we are. And so I am happy and free to not have to answer that question.
Hey, yo. No, you know what? Can I piggyback over that?
Yes, you
Go
can.
ahead.
That's real. Because I was thinking about that earlier today, as a matter of fact, the pros and cons of not being in a relationship. And the pros of it, when I think about what the pros of not being in a relationship is, I don't question myself so much. I don't doubt myself so much.
Yep.
And my self-esteem is so much higher.
Higher. Say it again, Shu Shu. Your self-esteem is what?
I said my self-esteem is so much higher.
When
because a lot of times what men don't realize is, and especially when you're a woman who has a lot going for yourself, you often do have to kind of like dim your light some in order to make them feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Shu Shu is preaching tonight.
You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because no one should have to do that.
Facts.
Like the pros of being in a relationship.
Let me know when I can push
No,
back.
Shu Shu is preaching.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the pros of being in a relationship, of course, is companionship. You know what I mean? Having someone there, to love on and to hug on and all that wonderful stuff, the romantic stuff. But at the same time, like the mental and emotional baggage that comes along with it. And I ain't talking about baggage from previous relationships. I'm talking about the baggage from being with the person that you're with at the time. It's a lot.
Yeah, there is a cost. And in my situation, people find it hard to understand that I weighed the benefit and the cost. And I decided that the cost for me was too high. I respect other women, of course, that make other choices. But, both parties give and take in a relationship, but women give way, way, way more, especially with the wife/mother hyphenated title.
So women give way more.
Yeah.
So there are no instances where men give way more, or are we just saying in general? We just want to be general. It just seems that women give way more, and we're talking emotionally. What are we talking exactly?
We're talking emotionally, physically, your actual body being on the line, with childbirth, like I said, the wife mother title is no less than 30 full-time jobs put together that she has to do 24 hours a day. Okay. She's never off. It's not like you clock out. Okay. It's always that way. And, consistently, for those years. And that is what it is. It's a lot. It really is a lot.
Now, I mean, because we say like a woman, yes, I agree with you. When childbirth, no, even as modern as we are today, women still don't make it through the process. I get that.
Exactly.
Even with modern, I get that. However, as a dude, because I'm hearing this, right? I'm like, all right, well, I'm with my beautiful woman.
And then this to add insult to injury. You know how many dudes, like after a woman goes through all that, puts her body through all of that, they had a nerve to sit up here act like she's not. Oh, she's so gross. She's not attractive anymore because she got stress from having your baby.
Okay, now
wait.
Okay.
quite like it was because she didn't have
Time out.
no big head,
I
baby.
love Shu Shu. I love
Time out.
Shu
Hold
Shu.
on now. Hold on. Let me. And I'm gonna have to bring your brother up in a minute if this keeps on. Y'all ain't
Uh-oh.
gonna just jump my ass. I got Mandrill, stand by. Goddamn, stand by, Mandrill. We might have to have you come in here. I got Mandrill on reserve. But here's the thing, though. Two points I wanted to make.
Okay.
For a man in a relationship with a woman, yes, women, they risk their lives having children. Absolutely. And it's a beautiful thing. Men can't do it. But men risk their lives every day just by being present, just by walking down the street. I can't tell you how many times I done had lightweight drama just because I'm with a beautiful woman. Right. So there is that. Now, I'm not trying to put way one more than the other. I'm not trying to do that. But men do put their lives on the line. That's our job as a man, is to die protecting our woman, our family. And then we sacrifice our bodies as well. We go out there and work jobs we don't want. We go out there and we, you know what I'm saying? We're taking the trash out, being a janitor, driving a bus. I was just watching the video the other day, man. Somebody pulled a gun out on the bus driver. So the bus driver pulled his gun out and let loose first.
Oh, yeah. So that was like,
Kept dumping on dudes.
Bus drivers alone. Okay.
Hey, I ain't better leave that bus driver alone. But men are out here risking their lives 24/7. So it's like you're saying, like, okay, women risk their lives when they go through childbirth, but men are risking their lives 24/7 as well, and they're making choices. So when you come together as a couple, right, and you decide to have that relationship, there's definitely give and take, should be give and take on both ends. And Shu Shu, I got smoke for you now. It took 2.5 hours to finally get it out, but I got smoke for you now.
What's going on? I ain't scared.
Most she's like, I ain't never, you better not seen that Harriet Tubman song, nigga, I'll drop you off this goddamn, I'll put you off this stream. The hell, I don't want to hear it. But that comment about the stretch marks and like women like, oh, I'm not sexy anymore, he doesn't want me. I gotta call cap on that. That's absolute cap. I can't tell you how many times I see dudes out here with these busted women for real, but they love them completely and they love them truly and dearly, still willing to die for their fat ass. I ain't mad at him because it's like, that's my woman and she sacrificed her body for me and our family, and they love them. And guess what? When the divorce rolls around, it's not the guy who filed for divorce. So I had to push back a little bit on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the floor. So y'all go ahead. I'm ready. Let me put my cap on because I already called that bullshit on you. That's some bullshit right there.
No. You do have that. Listen, I've heard good dudes, even good dudes, who lost attraction for their wives or their girlfriends when they were pregnant or even afterwards. You know, don't make you, I mean, it doesn't mean it's just the Pookies and the Ray Rays that do this. You know, and it's unfortunate a woman goes through all of this. I don't think that men really, well, particularly like in the red pill space, give enough reverence to how powerful emotional and mental damage is in a relationship. Like, you know, I've heard of women actually going to mental institutions, insane asylums and stuff like that, being put on antidepressants and all of that, you know what I'm saying, after, like, you know, being so deeply involved in a relationship. And I'll be fair, you know, you got guys who have been deeply hurt in relationships too. But I
know what guys do? Guys don't normally get medication. They don't normally go talk to somebody. But you know what they normally do? They end it. Right? Self-deletion. Mm-hmm. That's what guys normally do. But continue.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I was saying earlier in the stream too, like guys really have you have to find a value in yourself because guys have low self-esteem too.
Yes.
But yeah. So I don't know. I think the sad part of this conversation is that one of the biggest problems in relationships. One person wants to be more important than the other. And it's typically the man. The man typically wants to be exalted as though he is king or god of the earth. And, you know, it's to say that out loud makes you sound like an asshole.
But you know, he's king of his castle, though. He can be king of his castle, right?
The bottom, but is she not the queen?
Absolutely. He's the king of the castle. She's the queen.
But like, so here's the thing, like, you know, but it's all this pushback and rah-rah when a woman says, you know, oh, treat me like a woman, treat me like a person. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pushback when it comes to that. And then I even seen a comment in the chat, like, you know, about, you know, guys, if you shoot down a woman when a woman says, okay, personality wise, I bring all this value, nothing that has anything to do with degrees. I have a bachelor's degree in theater arts. I also have an advanced degree in film and television, like film acting. I wrote a children's book. I'm a very much accomplished woman.
Yeah,
but I don't talk about any of that because to y'all, none of that matters. Hey, that ain't bring no value. That don't have no worth. So when I talk about what I bring as a person, as a human being, oh, that doesn't have value either. So let me ask y'all something. What is a woman's value to you other than her vagina and other than a baby? Because if that's all a woman can offer you, what do you need us for?
We need you for the vagina and the baby.
But I realize this, that most men don't even see women. Most men they miss value. There is value there, but that's not what they place value on. Exactly. So they don't pay any attention to it at all. And, you know, they also minimize, you know, and diminish what women go through and what they actually sacrifice.
Right.
Me looking at and observing, you know, women, you know, who are married, who are in partnerships. In my opinion, they are underappreciated. I'm not signing up for that. You know, and even the ones who have, you know, good men. And this is partly the women. I'm going to put a little bit on them as well, because women, especially in the wife mother role, they do things that men don't even know about to further the family, to further him, to further everyone's future. And they do it because that's what they do. And they don't stop and say, hey, guess what? I just, you know, fixed this, you know, prevented this problem, created this solution. And, you know, so they are deeply undervalued and underappreciated.
You know, the secret to from the male side of this, right? From the male perspective, the secret to success and like reaching the highest level is having a good woman. I believe that. I've seen that, and I will always believe that. Now, finding that person is hard, right? I ain't gonna lie to you, it's difficult. But like the good book says, like he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? And I believe that wholeheartedly. When you find a woman who's willing to add value, who's willing to follow your lead, who's willing to become a part of the team and grow and make you better, and she's secure in the fact that his success means I'm successful and our whole family is successful. And she did choose wisely, right? That's a lot. This is what I put on women, and I put it on dudes too. Choose wisely, right? We are far better together than we are apart, right? And that's a big message from the red pill community, right? Men who build themselves up. There's only so much time in the day to get what needs to get done. And those women who come in without being told, without being asked, they see where they can add value. They see where they can add strength to their man, and they just do it. And they don't ask for nothing in return, right? And they agree to have families and all that. That's great if you can find it. It's hard to find now, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but women don't need the protection of men because they can pick up the phone, call 911, and a man is going to show up with a gun, right? They don't necessarily need the money. Because, I mean, you look at the stats now in 22 of the largest cities in America, women are out earning their male counterparts, right? So it falls on the women more now than ever before because they really don't need a man. To your point, Sister Shu Shu, for real, to your point, if we just hear what you say, just for the vagina and to be pretty, well, what other values do you add? They add a lot. I mean, for those, what value does Michelle Obama add or has added to Barack Obama? You can't put a price on it. Well, Barack Obama had been president of the United States were it not for Michelle Obama, I argue no, he never would have made it. He never would have made it. You know, so you mean I hear that. And I'm glad that you guys are here, you know what I mean, letting loose and being strong. That we got shots fired. I agree with that. But I am the single one. You've taken yourself off the market. Here you are, beautiful, strong, successful woman. Why? First of all, why? And secondly, I mean, so what? Not to get too much in your own personal business, but how do you how do you scratch that itch? How do you what are we doing there?
What was the first question, sir? Why did I choose this?
Yes. Why'd you step away?
I stepped away after thoughtful, practical analysis of the dating environment, of the options and choices available, of who I am and what I really want, not what I should want, right? And like I said, cost benefit, you know. And I don't, quote unquote, scratch the itch. Now, me personally, I decided when I didn't want to be married, I still dated for a while, and then I decided I didn't want to date at all. And because I don't date, I also don't engage in that way, or intimately, we'll use that word, because I'm not a person who can engage casually, right?
Mm.
Some people can do that. I wish I was somebody that could do that, but I'm not. Okay, this is who I am. Okay, so I accept it. So that was something that I was willing to sacrifice for this lifestyle that I'm choosing. And there are even perks to that. There are even perks to not being intimate with anyone. So yeah, that's the answer to your question, sir.
I mean, I was just curious. I mean, that's what's up. That's cool. Like, you've taken the oath, basically. I mean, you're doing your thing. Does that mean that is how it's going to be forever, or you just kind of sitting back for a while? Like, you know what? I'm just going to sit on the bench for a little bit. Maybe later in life I will engage, because Brother Damon, bless it, and shout out to you, bro. I'm 25 years in my marriage. I love what we have built and how we have grown together. I know my brother Jay Swan, and they the same thing. That's great for those who've done it. So is that it for like, I am single? Yes. You're gonna be single forever? Like, there's no chance to okay. It's kind of hardcore. So that's because there's a movement called MGTOW, right? It's an acronym that stands for men going their own way. So you're like a woman with the MGTOW mentality, huh? How many women are like that?
Not a lot, but I have encountered MGTOW people, but their decision seems to be rooted in like a little bit of like hostility, resentment, some like ugly things that I don't relate to. So I don't identify as the feminine version of that. So no. And I know a lot of women won't, make this choice, but I just know that prior to going through this process, I didn't even know I had that choice. I didn't even know I said, hey, I could live my whole life and just be me, that I don't have to be coupled or partnered. And so that is what I want to bring to the platform, is to let women know that this is an option. It's an option that doesn't suck. And they decide if it's the right option or not for them. I think most women will still choose to be intimate. I think I might be an outlier in that way. But other than that, yeah. Not WGTOW. Scam.
Yeah, you said WGTOW. Scam ain't no joke, bro. Like that. Yo. That's the undefeated, y'all. Undefeated. When I saw WGTOW, like, oh, undefeated. All right, I guess that's one way to deal with it, right? You're like, you know what? I'm just going to step away. I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to focus on my career. I'm going to focus on making myself happy. I'm going to forego the physical part of it because, like you said, like, I'm not into just being casual. That's one way to do it. And Shu Shu, what's your way? Like, what would you tell? Like, we talked about a little bit, but just kind of bring it home. What would you tell, young women, young men? Is it over? Should you do what the passport bros are doing? Should you get your passport, see the rest of the world, like move yourself to different environments and see if that works for you? Because I've heard a lot of women go to the continent of Africa and find their one true love there. They leave and they're successful. We hear the stories of the passport bros, but like I said, most of them just trying to smash. But there are some guys out there who are really out there looking for and find a wife. Any thoughts on that?
I'm not against it. I mean, I maybe you can find someone overseas somewhere. I just think that I don't know, people, even in the dating scene, people give up too easy. If people talk about once they're in a relationship, they give up too. Just being on the dating scene, people give up too easy. Like, if you look at the numbers, like, since we always talking statistics, isn't it like 2 million women more than there are men? Like, in terms of black men and women, it's 2 million more of us than there are of y'all. And you can't find nobody in that 2 million surplus.
Yeah, some of them
you ain't trying. You ain't trying. Like, just, I mean, being honest. One of that I can say is, like, with I am the single one, it takes a maturity and like a genuine, like a real honesty. You really have to be honest with yourself when you make choices like that. And a lot of people out here are just not honest with themselves. A lot of y'all guys who are complaining, you just lazy. That's part of the problem. You just lazy. You don't want to do the work. Just admit, I don't want to do the work. I want to take the easy route. So I'm going to go over here where I've heard that it's so much easier to get laid. That's the bottom line. And I mean, just be honest with that.
And a lot of people,
oh, you go ahead.
A lot of people, just because you're available to partner and want to partner doesn't mean that you know how to partner. And I think that's an issue on both sides, is people don't know how to do that successfully, even if you do find a great person, and that great person might not know how to partner.
That's true.
That's true. And like when it comes to like 2 million extra black women, for all of the black men, and they can't, there's a lot of brothers out there that just can't seem to find theirs. I must have bumped into theirs because I kept finding them. So I mean, there are dudes out there who are willing to put in the work. And that's one of the things I start with. I'm like, hey man, you got to do the work. But we live in that society where everyone gets rewarded for nothing. Yeah. Participation awards. There is no participation award when you're out here on the hunt. Like when you're out here in the sexual marketplace. No, you ain't gonna get a woman just because everyone else did. That's not how it works. So I agree with you there. I just wonder, because when you add to everything y'all said, I agree with. It is hard out there. Guys aren't trying this and that. But even when you look at the MGTOW or the WGTOW of the world, these people out here, I get why they're stepping back. I do. I get why they step back. You see the men, it's like, well, all these dudes like, man, you gonna get married, you're gonna get divorced, you're gonna lose half your stuff, or you don't get married, you have a baby, you're gonna lose a lot of money to child support. All right, yeah, that's yeah. You know what I mean? That's a thing. Laws can be changed. That's not a real big thing, end all to be all. That doesn't mean we don't try. But I think you're onto something, Sis, when you're saying that these guys don't want to go out here and try at all, and they want to complain about it. Right? I mean, they want to complain about it.
Because you gotta think about it. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to know, okay, well, if I don't get out here and holler at her, if I don't push past the risk of maybe I will get embarrassed. Maybe she will say no. Maybe. But it's easier to sit here and not say anything. It's easier to just go somewhere where, and let's just be honest about that too, women are in, a lot of impoverished economic situations. So yes, I would do whatever I need to do to get a man who, and the American dollar goes so much farther in a lot of them countries than it does over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere where I'm a high value man because the American dollar has more value over there, and I just pull a woman that easy. I ain't gotta work on myself. I don't have to work on my skills.
That's a fact. Brother Hayoka was like, at DL, asked him would they date a bus driver. Well, I'm the single one's not dating anybody. And was Sister Shu Shu's laughing. Yeah, if the bus driver got muscles, I'm pretty sure Shu Shu will go out and have a coffee with that brother. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
You didn't see the bus drivers make money, honey. Yes. I would date a New York City MTA bus driver. I would. They come with good benefits.
Yeah.
Raises every year.
Free bus passes. Why not?
You know what I'm saying? You know how much money I'm saving? Not buying a Metro card every week. Stop it.
And you know where he is all the time? They have the little trackers on the buses.
Yeah, okay. Yes. I know if he really at work and if he ain't. Okay.
That is hilarious. Like, you know where the bus is, but you don't know where he is. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? My dad was a bus driver. Hey, y'all.
There you go.
Game's
Uh-oh.
game. Game
You know
is game.
Story time.
No, we're not gonna do a story time. I get in trouble. But it's like, but I mean, if you go to another thing too, when people talk about, you know, traveling, right? When you go to these places, it is a different culture, and women are raised with different values in certain places, like Central South America. When you go out to those places in Asia, Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, wherever you go, it is different in America. I mean, I want to put that out there. Yes, women, you know, like your dollar is strong and this and that. Like, okay, you instantly a top tier guy. I will say this, especially in Colombia, I can walk up to 10 women and get 10 numbers. Just keeping it 100, or get 10 WhatsApps, or get whatever. And all those women ain't in the game. They're just, wow, this guy came up. And the men that they have to choose from in their town, like the dudes down there are killing the game because it is more women and all the women are beautiful. The dudes are just, they have so many options. So women are looking for someone that maybe this guy won't treat me like the last boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this guy actually, you know, treat me well and not cheat on me or whatever, crossing their fingers. And they get this silly American who shows up, and you know what I mean? So you got that as well, but I get you. A lot of the passport bros, they're over there and they just, it's like, dude, if you got game, your game's going to work in any city, any country on the planet. And if you don't have game, someone's going to run through your pockets. I don't care what country you in. You know, you go somewhere, you know, you go to Vietnam or Cambodia, and you think that woman ain't going to run your pockets. Once she figures out you a sucker, yeah, she going to run your pockets, bro.
Okay.
Period. But I am the single one has gone on the oath forever, love, forever, ever.
Ever. It was a permanent decision, but honestly, making it a permanent decision provided so much clarity and like relief and release for me. So yeah.
I ain't mad at you. And Brother Life is Cash is like, if you're an average and you can't get an average woman in the US, why not go where you are above average? Facts. I ain't mad at the theory. I just tell those guys, make sure you got a little bit of game. Make sure you have just enough game so you can get the woman who wants to be with you, not the woman who wants to run your pockets. That's all I'm saying. And even still, if she runs your pockets, it's not even a whole lot of money to you. You know what I mean? It's not like getting your pockets ran in America. You still saving money either way.
That's true. That's true.
Saving
And you know what? I'm not gonna say that.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
No, because I said this to you when we were on our when you came on my platform, is that, you know, I agree with Shu Shu. A lot of men haven't really tried, you know. A passport bro at 22, like, you haven't really, have you exhausted all your options in the whole country? You know, have you been out there? But also I talked to you, DL, on that live about men chasing vagina and having exhausted their resources. So now they are drained and low on resources because they've been, you know, using this approach that isn't, you know, financially smart, and they aren't being selective. So now they have less resources. So that is why they feel motivated to go somewhere else and you know, try to find some value at a discount.
Okay. Oh, let a discount. Go ahead.
On the discount.
But you're in charge of your resources, and you're in charge of managing your resources. And if you're depleted, you know, take accountability for those decisions that you've made.
I agree with you. I mean, there are dudes out there, again, that lack of awareness, that lack of game cost them. It cost them financially, it cost them emotionally. I get that, right? And they see a place where they bum ass friend went over there and he's like taking pictures with these dimes. It's like, wow, I want that too. And a lot of these passport bros, I'll throw this in there. They fall in love quick. Some of them it works out. Some of them it doesn't. But they love the experience. You know, and to your point, you're saying, well, how do they know that all of America is tapped out? You haven't traveled. You know, you live in Cincinnati. How do you know what it's like in LA? How do you know what it's like in Dallas? How do you know what it's like in Seattle, right? There's got to be some women out there. But here's the thing, what they understand, because back in the 80s and early 90s, right? Throughout the 90s, prior to social media, you could do that. You know, you could be in Cincinnati, you can drive up to Michigan, go up to Grayling, Michigan somewhere, right? And just, you're different and you're around people with, you know what I mean? They're unplugged. There's not the big city anymore. You can find you a woman who's like, man, you know, I just want a good guy. You treat me right. And what's up? We vibe, this and that. But now that there's social media, right? And then you tag in there, people wanting the best. That woman that would have been there for you back in 1993, 1995, now she's getting hit up by Tristan Tate and flown out to Dubai, flown out to Romania, right? She's being hit up by my man Fresh from Fresh and Fit. And she's flying down to Miami because he won't fly you out. He'll just tell you, next time you're in Miami, hit me up. Because she wants to ride around in a Rolls Royce truck. She wants to ride around in the drop top Lamborghini. She wants to get into those nice clubs and have these pictures and stuff like that, right? You're competing with that throughout America, from sea to shining sea, period. That same dude whose buddies was giving him the reports on what's going on in the DR, right? He's got buddies that was giving him reports on what's going on in Seattle, what's going on in Minot, what's going on, you know what I mean, in DC. These people going out. Man, I was down in Daleville, Alabama, bro. It's the same thing. I talked to this chick. She ran my pockets, and then she flew off with some dude, or flew off to meet some dude in LA. It's just, so that's what they're looking at. I say, yeah, step your game up.
Like you have to understand, like, of all the people, it's billions of people on this planet. So that means that we're not put here alone. There's somebody else out there, a woman who is feeling the same way you feeling. Like, you know, all guys ain't looking at me. I'm not the you know, the 10. I'm not the pretty girl, but I'm a good woman. I make a great wife. I want to be in a relationship. I'm here to work with a man. But you know, here it is. They looking for the Instagram chick, as much as they say they not. That's the one they in their face.
They'll blow her back out.
And now they're talking about they gonna fly overseas for a woman, and you got it, and I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are women out here like that. But the problem is they're being overshadowed and outshined by the women y'all say y'all don't want. That's the problem. Yeah.
I mean, if you're a dude and women too, like the thing is this, because we're not equally yoked, right? So you have women out here. Okay, there's that woman out there who wants, I'm a good woman. I'll be a good mother. I'm a 5. Like, I'm legit average. Actually, she'll be above average because she's fit, right? You know, 75% of America is like overweight, right? Or obese. So I fit in that 25% that's fit. You know what I mean? I do my best. Like you said, I can't change my face, but I know how to wear makeup right and all that, right? She's still getting hit up on the same Instagram app that you say the dudes that want the Instagram chicks, still gonna hit her up because she's gonna put up her bikini pic. There's not a BBL, right? She's got a nice body. She's in the gym. She's just not the prettiest, but she's not thirst trapping, but she's putting her life on Instagram too. And those same dudes I mentioned earlier don't fly her out. They're not just flying out the Instagram, you know, thoughts or whatever. Nah. They I know dudes that purposely look for the girl next door. That's who they gunning for. And because let's face it, people like experiences. Women love experiences. Like, if I really wanted to get down, I can fly women out here from Daleville, Alabama. I can fly women down here from, you know, Grayling, Michigan. I can fly women out here from Walla Walla, Washington, or whatever, to Tampa, put them on a boat, you know, take them to the club, pop bottles. You don't think she ain't gonna want to go ahead and, like, I'm gonna go ahead and let him smash, man. He did this show. He's funny. He's nice. He's got all this clout. Those are the women that are getting hit up. It's not just the ones with the BBLs and all the makeup. Nah, dudes, they are hunting. Instagram has made it easy to find these women. And meanwhile, that's a 5 or a 6. The 5 or a 6 from her town, she don't even see him anymore, because now she's at a level that she thought she would never be at. Now, and again, I'm not knocking it.
I mean, let's okay. I'm gonna have to give push back a little bit on that DL.
All right,
let's just be real.
Just a little bit. Don't hurt my feelings.
Let's just be real. Okay, so the girl, she might not have a BBL, but she is the above average chick in her town in the Averageville, USA. Let's just be real with that. Okay. Those are the girls. Those are the girls you quote unquote calling the girl next door. She just a cute chick. Like if you walking in any average mall, she would definitely catch your attention. But all the girls, which are a lot of women out here who just don't wear makeup and all those other Averageville USA might not necessarily catch your attention at the mall. I mean, because let's just be real, men like that.
She gonna catch my attention if she got a body. Let's keep it 100. We keep it 100.
Yada.
Yeah,
Right.
If she got a body, I am attracted to women who go outside without makeup. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what catches my eye. Before I can see a woman all glammed up or whatever, I ain't trying to talk to her, bro. That just I'm judging a book by the cover. I don't even want to deal with that. But if I see a woman come out the store and she's wearing loose fitting clothes, but you can see her body, you can tell she's taking care of herself. She ain't got on no makeup. I'm gonna go holler at her. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say, how you doing? You know what I mean? I'm gonna see what's up, because those are the women to me are hard to find. Now, is the average dude trying to holler at her and is she gonna talk to him? Well, if he ain't got any game, it doesn't matter. Again, and I'm cool with hearing no. I'm gonna still pop off at her though. I'm like you dude on the corner right that day y'all was waiting. I'm like, shit, holla. I'm hollering at her. I'm hollering at I'm the single one. I'm hollering at old girl's mama come through there. I'm hollering at Miss Maria.
That's the thing. Those guys who are complaining so much about women not seeing them, those are the chicks, the average play Jays who not doing all that, trying to get attention and stuff like that. Those are the chicks they really need to be going for. Because those are the chicks that will do right by them, and that they say in theory that they want. But what they're trying to go for and they're trying to shoot for are the chicks that all the other guys want. But all the guys who got all the money or got swag or got some kind of game, they're the ones that's pulling it.
Well, it's like what Brother Life of Cash is saying here. Men can't get what they don't qualify for. If you're a dude who hasn't done the work, you don't qualify for the chick with the money. Well, not the money, but with the makeup and all that and the BBL. And unfortunately, you don't qualify for the chick who's just regular plain Jane, no makeup on, because you don't have the game to go talk to them. But as a dude who do know how to approach and do know how to talk to women, plain Jane, hey, yeah, she might holler at you for a hot second. But if she's on Instagram and if it's a public Instagram, like it's not private, how many dudes she got in her DMs just for her wearing a one piece? She ain't even got to have on a bikini. She can have on a one piece sitting by the pool or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get pushback. She ain't got that many dudes on her DM. Now, I'm telling you, the dudes she got in her DM, the dudes who hitting her up trying to see if she needs some artwork done, like them little artists who they'll draw your face or whatever, you know what I'm saying, make like an AI version of your face or something, or you know what, I sense your spirit, I know it's something you gotta, I can give you a reading, like I'll just reach out to me, you know what I mean, hear my services, I can give you a good reading, like spam stuff.
Isn't that part of the game though? If they're gonna try to make the sale, but if she's like, oh, you seem so cool, where are you, and we live in the same city, he can still gonna try to holler at her. But if he got resources, if I'm telling you, the average woman,
you trying, but they not.
Average woman gets far more attention than the average man from the opposite sex. I'm just keeping it 100. And
that
on Instagram especially.
That's a myth. D.L. Likely, I challenge you, go to my Instagram. And I'm only saying this because you have complimented my appearance, right? Mm-hmm. Go to my Instagram. I don't have not one photo with more than 10 likes on it. So all of the attention that men perceive women are getting, some women aren't getting that attention. And you know who's getting the least are the women who might be attractive, but are modest.
Yes. Girl, you ain't never spoken a word right there. Girl, I'm telling you that she ain't lying, dear. I'm telling you. What was it? Any picture that I post, like, because I don't have any pictures where I'm scantily clad or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
I won't talk to you about that, girl. What's wrong with you? No, I'm playing.
Right. What am I thinking? the nerve to have all my clothes
show
on,
off the
bitch.
gig. You know how disappointed I was spending 25, 35 hours scrolling through your shit.
Right. But when I post a picture, like what was it? I was at a like a red carpet event and I had this dress on, and like it was like for the most part it was kind of like a little sheer.
Well,
You
hold
know
on.
what I mean?
Hank was talking about some jeans. Do you have some shorts on or something? Hank was talking about some
jeans. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, because I had the keyhole. Like I had my, my you could see my bosoms a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. But I mean, how many more likes I got on that? You know what I'm saying? Just the everyday, what's up, y'all? Just wishing y'all a good week. Y'all have a good weekend. Or just me saying, smiling. It don't get the same attention. Because people don't want to be honest about the fact that people are vain. They do like looking at that stuff, and they do give people that attention. Mm-hmm. That's what gets the attention. That's just like positive quotes and positive motivations and stuff like that. Like in theory, it sounds good. Yes, you should support positive content and stuff like that. But everybody knows it doesn't get the same kind of attention. It doesn't get the same kind of support as all the dust and the drama filled stuff that's put out there.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're scrolling through and it's like boob, thigh, butt, boob, thigh, butt, and then a beautiful face. Boob, thigh, butt.
Right.
I can't, like I said, like I don't use the social media tactics. I don't. I will say this: I don't ask for numbers anymore. I was old school guy. Let me get your number. Now it's like, let me get your Instagram. And I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what people do. They ask for your Instagram. They don't ask for your number. Like, what's your number? What's your Instagram? And pull out their phone. And pull out their phone. Like, it would be easy if you just got my phone number since I had my phone out.
You might be crazy. I don't want you to have my number. On Instagram, I could call you. I could video phone you. I could text you. All that. And if it goes bad, block. Bye-bye.
Nice, likely.
Bye-bye. Yeah, look at this.
This is before and after my decision. And true story, only one person has ever seriously reached out to me on social media. Expressing interest, and we were in a relationship. So I just say that to say that people perceive that, you know what I'm saying, certain women, you don't know what she has going on just by looking at her.
Right.
Yeah. Me, like I said, I stopped asking for the phone numbers. Let me get your Instagram. And when they give me their Instagram, if it's private, I'm like, oh, this is somebody I really want to try to holler at. But normally you get the Instagram, and I would say 75% of them are just public Instagrams, and then you can see what they're posting, if there's any thirst traps and all that. And if I do see the thirst traps, I just kind of float away. You know what I mean? But when it's private and then they finally accept your request and you see in there and it's just pictures of them in their garden or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna holler at shorty. Now, that can be game too. Because everyone's using Instagram. So like I got multiple Instagrams, right? They might say that. I know I got multiple, but that's just for YouTube and stuff. But I have my private Instagram with me and my family, and I have the Instagram just scrolling below. I got two. So maybe women do that. They got 2 or 3 of them. Okay, let me give him, he seemed like a good guy. Let me give him the Instagram that is private and this and that, because I might be able to run this finesse game on him. I mean, the battlefield is constantly shifting. And this is something I tell dudes, like you have to fight the fight on the ground, right? The situation on the ground is what dictates what you do. And if you can't move like water, right? If you're not fluid,
right,
you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm shocked to hear that y'all haven't really been hit up a lot on Instagram just randomly.
See?
I'm really shocked to hear that.
See, listen to women and not what people who aren't women say about women.
Okay. You know what? What's so interesting to me, and I realized this, as I got older and I started, just realizing different things, notice about me as a woman and how I feel about certain things, and especially when it comes to sex and sexuality, about being attractive and I'm attracted to the opposite sex and stuff, and like I never forget. One time, and I was in a relationship at the time, and I saw this guy, and he was like so fine to me. And I was like, damn, he can get it. And then I stopped. I was like, oh my God. Did I really just think that? I was like, oh my God, I'm in a relationship. No, like, you know what I'm saying? And that let me know, like, I could never be, there's no reason why I should ever be in a situation like alone with him, or like we should ever, like, you know, just casually, innocently be having lunch or something. No, I'm in a relationship, and I know I'm aware I'm attracted to him, and something could go down. You know what I mean? And I took a step back and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Number one, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you're not, it doesn't shut your attraction off for other people. You know what I mean? But men out here will have you thinking that women are naturally monogamous. Really?
Oh.
Really? So that means if I'm in a relationship, I should only be attracted to the one person I'm in a relationship with. Really? Why is it that I feel that way? Why do women think that, or I mean, just so many different things that women think or feel about themselves that it just isn't true. And because, you know, the ideology and the behavior like conflicts, so many different things conflict. And a lot of it is because you got men trying to put this impression, they set up this standard about women, like, okay, this is your role. This is how you feel. Mm-hmm. This is what you should do. This is how you should behave. And I'm the woman. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I get you. And you know, your brother watching. So yeah, you better
do
Shu. Oh, and Mandrill got something for you too. I am a single one. There he is right there. I'm asking for the phone number. Holla, 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 holla.
No, he was saying instead of, because you guys said people ask for the IG. He was saying he asked for the number.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez, you guys.
Oh, okay.
Because that is
so
funny.
You saying Brother Mandrill ain't asking for your number? Okay. If I was to take some bets, right now, I'm the over under on him. He is asking for the phone number. It's pretty good. That's all I'm saying. Pretty good. You know what I mean? But I hear you though. But that is the wave of the future. And when you look at the especially these younger kids coming up now, that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? That's why people are paying to go into these fake places where they can take an Instagram on a private jet, but it's really a set. You know what I mean? They're going to all these places. They're doing everything for the gram, right? And you got these guys who are paying money. Fresh and Fit, a couple times a year, 2-3 times a year, they do this thing called DMs on demand. And, and basically is a course that they teach guys. They teach guys how to set up their Instagram. What is the best way, the most optimal way that's going to get more women to look at your Instagram. I don't know what they pay for, but I know it's a very, very popular class or course. People actually beg them to do it. Hey, man, y'all going to do on demand again? Can y'all do on demand, DMs on demand? And if enough dudes ask for it, they're like, all right, we're going to open up the course. They don't even like doing it, but they do it for these guys. And then I go through, and it's funny. I started going through, seeing some of these Instagrams slowly change. These dudes, it's less gym selfies, it's less shirtless selfies. These pictures are starting to change. The amount of pictures they put up, the type of stories that they do, it is a science to it. And why are these guys doing it? Because it's helping them get women.
Yeah, it's all for the women. Women.
It's all about y'all women, for real, for real. I mean, that's what dudes want. At the end of the day, man, it's all about trying to get on. They want to get on. You know, guys, you know, they don't want to be invisible anymore. Scam likely said this is dust. Man, is what it is, bro. But he has a point here. Watching what women do teaches you more than what women tell you. And I definitely agree with that. This is why I observe when I go out, I watch. I go into the spot, I'm just looking. And I see it. I tell dudes all the time, if a woman is interested in you, she will put herself in your orbit 100% of the time. Yeah. She will do it then. But you have to be able to see it, because it's not going to be like signs and she's going to be waving. It's going to be
right. I think men really do need like a course in that, because like it's so crazy, because it's sometimes like, you know, a woman could be hollering at them and it just completely goes over their head. But then like you got sometimes like a woman is just being polite and they think that, oh my God, she likes me. No, it's not what that means. It's just
not what
being
that
nice.
means at all.
Okay, it's just being nice. You know what I mean?
I'm
And
being the opposite of those
it.
women you've been dealing with. I'm the woman that you said more women should be like. I'm being nice. I'm acknowledging you. Hey, how you doing? That doesn't mean I want to get married. I'm not trying to jump in the bed with you. Yeah, I get that.
Right. Exactly. I don't know.
And I can give it to guys. Women, we're way more nuanced than you all are. So, you know, some women appreciate a certain approach that will never work on one particular woman. We all have like what we like and what we respond best to. So sometimes, you know, I always say to people, if you are interested in a particular woman, find out what she likes, what she responds to, what she's into. No other advice is going to help you with that woman. You need to know.
No, I mean, I can push back a little bit on that. Just a little bit. I hear what you're saying. I would say no, be aware of what she likes, what she's into. Your brother been bugging me for this daggone link. I just dropped it. We're gonna let him come up and stay his piece, and then we're gonna wrap this up. But here's the thing, know that. But I tell dudes all the time, like, bro, don't just get one itis and go after one woman. Don't do that when you're single. Like, just do you, be you. Be the best version of yourself and be out here, you know, living your life. If she's interested in you, she's gonna come to you. You can't chase her. I don't care if you know everything she does. I learned that as a young kid. I would be in high school, and if it's a girl like that I had a crush on or whatever, I would figure out what her classes were so I can put myself in her way, up certain stairwells and this and that. Because I've always been observant. I was a kid. I didn't know any better, but that didn't help me. She still didn't see me, right? But once I got, okay, now I'm on a football team. Okay, now I'm in the band and I'm the best saxophone player in the school. Okay, now I'm out here running with the cool kids. I'm out here in the streets with these dudes. She sees me. And guess what? It doesn't matter that I know what she likes. It doesn't matter that I know she takes the second lunch and she always gets fries and she puts hot sauce and ketchup mix. None of that matters, right? Because it's not gonna help you if she's not into you. And if she finds out you know all that shit, you come out and you tell her that, she's gonna be like, "Ugh, weirdo." You know what I mean? Creepazoid.
Right. Like, oh, wow.
How the hell you know all that? Oh my God. Right, is you the police? You know, I was in this dude, everybody come back, you the police? So it don't. And dudes, they think because you see that in movies that's the way. It's like, that's not the way. But I really want her to like me. Bro, she don't like you. Move on to the next one. That's the lesson that men need to learn. Be the best version of yourself, because you know what? Like Shu Shu said, you're going to hear no way more than you hear yeah. Little shorty just ain't into you, man. It ain't your time. She might circle back when you 30, right? And you sitting on 20 million. She might circle back then. But you gonna, by that time, you're going to be like, now you got an attitude. I'm just going to blow her back out. All right, well, good for you. I thought you loved her.
I think guys just have to work on that confidence, build your self-esteem. Like really, you got to build your self-esteem. And being an asshole is not the answer to, like, you know what I mean? It just because you're afraid to talk to somebody, being a jerk it's not going to get you better results. You know what I mean? Like, building your self-esteem means building the courage, the confidence to say, yes or no, I'm still going to give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, okay, don't automatically think, okay, it didn't work because I'm a loser, or it didn't work because I'm a sucker, or it didn't work because I'm a lame. Because then you're diminishing your self-esteem and your self-value. Know that you are a person of value. Okay, that right there, you are a person of value. You have something to offer. Right. So don't judge your core self, judge the action. Okay, well, let me reanalyze my approach. What didn't work? Did I get her attention? Did I not get her attention? Like when I approached it, how did she look at me? Did she look at me like I was crazy, or did she actually take a second to listen to me, or did she keep walking? Or what was I wearing that day? Was I looking kind of bummish, or what I'm saying? Was I super fresh that day. Like, analyze the situation. Don't internalize it like you, because what happens is you end up developing this defeatist attitude. And that it festers and it develops into this nastiness that has manifested in manosphere. And you're never gonna win with that attitude. You're never gonna win like that, like ever.
It's gross.
Okay, it's never gonna get you anywhere. So if you want to start moving forward, number one, you got to change your perspective. You know what I mean? Stop. Know that you are a person of value. Okay. That your inner core self is a value, and start judging. Like, I mean, just being aware or conscious of, or more, just analyze more what it is. Is it what you're saying? Is it how you're saying it? You know, maybe the timing was off. She over there giggling with her homegirls or stuff like that, and she looked like she's really into the conversation with her homegirls, and you just, you know, abruptly ended their conversation. Like, I mean, things like that matter. So you just have to assess, okay, well, what of my actions isn't working for me?
That's real talk. And Shu Shu said it like, you know, from the feminine side of it. Me, I just tell dudes get big, man. You know, quit being a little punk. You know what I mean? It's all about getting out there, man, and making it happen, man. Come on now. Quit being a leg and then be airborne. You want to be seen? Make yourself seen, bro. Learn this game. Get out there. You know, I just want her. Forget her, man. Go after everybody else, man. But it takes time.
The more and just take the risk, because with great risk is great reward. So the more you get told no, the more you'll build up a resilience for it. You know what I mean? Like, it won't be so difficult, and you won't be so afraid to approach women, because it's like, all right, if she says no, all right, cool, on to the next one. If she says yes, great, all right. Now we take it from there.
Yeah, now it's like, okay, now what? I don't know what to do now.
Just get step one down first, okay? Yeah. Just get the yes.
Got to be able to hold a conversation. So yeah, and Dusto, he clowning this, man. I was waiting for your brother to jump up here, but he probably, you know how your brother be in and out. He was like, is this why they call it I really, really want to know podcast? I guess we beat a dead horse. Let's go ahead and finish this up. I did have one more quick little thing. Andrew Tate's back in the news. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that, or you want to go ahead and call it a night.
I mean, I don't have a lot to say about that. I would say I saw half of the interview. I would say this. I think it was a big mistake for him to even sit down with them, because the bottom line is this: the only thing they cared about or want to know about is the trial, and they want him to talk about the women who had these allegations against him, all of which are things that he cannot talk about,
right?
Because he's going to incriminate himself. So there was no point in him doing the interview at all, because that's all they were interested in.
Like, why would BBC even do that? I was just kind of looking like, well, why would BBC do? I was talking to my people about it. My people was like, bro, it's just get eyes on. You got Andrew Tate that's going to be, millions and millions of views. But I'm like, well, talk about other things. Like, you're a news. It's the British Broadcasting Corporation. Like, surely you want to get his take on something. Andrew Tate's helped kids. Go ahead.
Or I know it was a report that he had lung cancer. Could he talk about that?
Yep.
Exactly. Oh, how do you feel? How is that affecting you during this? The trial, or this is
What's your take on Ukraine and Russia? What what I mean? Well, where are you gonna live after Romania? You're gonna move to Dubai? Like what? There's so many things to talk about. And they sent this woman, the woman that they sent, the reporter that they sent, you could tell hates this man. Absolutely hates him. I'm just looking at this towards the end. You watched the first half. At the end, I mean, it kind of fell apart at the end. You know what I mean? And it was funny because Tate was laughing, and they're just, it seems to me that they were really upset they couldn't get what they wanted.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And it's like, so why
trying to get him to admit to something like, that, oh yeah, did I slap a woman around? Occasionally I did, they just at least that, but they couldn't get anything, which is why I was saying, like, it was. And then Andrew Tate, I'm thinking his lawyer was there, because you could hear somebody from the side, like, wait a minute, like, no, we can't. And then Andrew Tate would be like, no, well, I can't. I want to be as honest as I can without incriminating myself. So, I don't think it was after the trial, after all this was over, was maybe when he should have sat down with them, but it wasn't a point because he can't talk about nothing.
So we don't have real news media anymore, right? It's all about gotcha moments. And it's all about people feelings. Is that because that was my takeaway. Andrew Tate is Andrew Tate, right? So you look at someone like Nick Fuentes, right? I wouldn't want Nick Fuentes on my platform. I wouldn't. There's nothing that guy has to say that I want to hear, right? And I don't even want to go through the BS and da 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 da. I don't want to deal with that. He's admitted, he's a white supremacist, he's a racist, even though he's Mexican and Spanish. I don't even know how that works. You know what I mean? So it's like
I don't understand either, but whatever.
But I don't want to talk to dude. But if I work for CNN, if I work for BBC, and they tell me to go interview him, I have to go do it. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I'm not going to do it with the attitude. I think my biggest problem with news media in particular is they're not professional anymore. You know what I mean? Because you're in the biz. What do you think about that?
Well, they're trying to compete. The problem is they're trying to compete with like content creators who are doing like media and stuff like that too, news media now too, because they're trying to get those eyes and they're trying to get that audience back over to them. Like everything is going digital now. Like cable TV, which is the main platform, all these news medias, like for the most part, were running on at one point in time, like it's dying out. So now everybody's trying to figure out a way, how do we adjust to this new way that people are consuming content, which is why every news platform got a YouTube page, every news platform got a Instagram and all other social media platforms, because Twitter. Now they're trying to compete with the everyday content creator. So, and that's part of what the problem is. Oh, we gotta break the story. We gotta get breaking news. We gotta get the attention because we gotta steal it away from Nick Fuentes or whatever content
creator things or whoever, like you said,
right. These people sit up here getting like 2, 3, 4 million subscribers and stuff like that. So now the average content creator is really competition for them. So now they have to be like,
Yeah, and that's why they did it. So that's why we're going to Romania to talk to Andrew Tate. And Brother Pitney, you're right, bro. He was like, the investigations aren't turning up any evidence. This past interview may have been an attempt to get him to say something stupid and incriminate himself. Absolutely. Mainstream media keeps trying to have gotcha moments. Yes, that's what I mean. That it doesn't. You want a gotcha moment? I want the news. I don't want a gotcha moment. I want to know how many Russians were lost today, how many Ukrainians were lost today. What, when we're going to talk about that conflict. I want to know about the debt ceiling. I want to know, like what, why are we looking for a gotcha moment? How about we get some real news? And you can't. I have to go through 5 sources now. And I'm like, all right, let me make sure this is correct. Let me you got to go to your own news.
Right, wait, who's that source? So this is who put this out? That's the first thing I look at. Who put that out? Oh, no, I don't know who that is. I don't trust
that.
Right.
So it's just so crazy. I am the single one. What are your thoughts on today's media? Do you think it's kind of still a trusted source for news and stuff like that, or is this something that we have to be leery of?
No, I agree with Shu Shu. I think, it's for entertainment. It's entertainment base. It's aimed to pull and grab for, so that you're there long enough to get the advertising in, and because that's what's keeping all the lights on and keeping everything going anyway. So I don't feel like, like the main priority is to educate the public, which was, what it was before. So I totally agree with you guys.
All right. And since we're on that tip of trying to find some real news, or at least what's really going on, what's going on in Chicago, girl? I know you in the business. What's up with commercial real estate? Is it as bad as they would have us believe in your city?
By commercial real estate, if you mean real estate where businesses operate, yes. So we are definitely experiencing a shift post-COVID, which is kind of creating an opportunity and kind of not, because our downtown, we're a city where, we have a centralized downtown. A lot of those buildings were commercial offices, etc. And, people have gone back to work, but not in the numbers that would match pre-COVID. So, we have empty buildings, and some developers are trying to figure out how to retrofit those buildings. But office buildings are very difficult to retrofit to residential. And so the city is having to figure out, what to do with those buildings. And we have, lots of vacancy right now in terms of commercial. So that's where we are.
So, and if I can ask you this too, because you're in the business a little bit, what's the word on the streets with regional banks? Because, like for what you're talking about, we're going to take this commercial, building and we're going to convert it to residential. That's going to cost money. And generally, you would go to the regional banks to get said money. But now there's a credit crunch. I don't know how. I know down here in Tampa, money is tight, especially coming from the regional banks. Is it real tight in Chicago as well?
No, we haven't had the boom that Florida and Texas and those areas have had here in Chicago. We had a very healthy, I call it the COVID market because, 2021, 22, we had a very healthy COVID market, but it was not like Arizona, Florida, Texas. We didn't have that. So we are in as much of a crunch for lending and financing as those places.
Oh, so you guys didn't really get like the market wasn't overvalued. Like down here, like in Tampa, I think the market is like 67% overvalued, maybe a little higher. There's some places down in Tampa that are 100% overvalued since pre-COVID. 100% overvalued some places down here. So now like the market is definitely cooled off. People thought their prices were going to go way up, and we have this problem with insurance. Y'all know we got hurricanes down here, right? So we have this huge problem with the insurance market. Most major insurance companies have left Florida, and people are like their policies have been canceled. Too. California, Colorado, and Texas are experiencing this, and it's one of those things where
Chicago, guys, we're a great city.
Yeah, and if you need a realtor, she's right here. She is the single one, but she'll sell you a house. Yo, what's going on? So you guys haven't experienced any credit crunch then? So
not even close to what you guys are experiencing now.
Okay. Well, is there any money then for like rehabbing these buildings like they're talking about?
Oh my God, yes. Well, when you asked me about commercial specifically, commercial. Yes. When you say commercial, if I'm not sure if you've been to downtown Chicago, but we have.
I was running
buildings.
mostly. Y'all police ain't no joke. I was running, girl. Like
huge building skyscrapers, but there is a ton of opportunity for residential investment. If you are looking to invest in residential real estate, there is so much available. There's so much opportunity here. But whenever I see DL guys, DL always wants me to talk about commercial, and I'm a residential realtor.
But the only reason I brought it up is because it's loosely, I'm sure you heard rumors or like, talking to maybe some associates who do deal with commercial. It's like, yo, we're getting pounded out here. Because I know LA, San Francisco, San Diego, New York, DC, Atlanta, and even here in Tampa, the commercial side is really, everywhere you go, every strip mall, there's like for lease and all that, and all these loans are due. So you have these guys, the landlords, the commercial real estate guys, they're like over the next 3 to 6 years, all those loans are going to roll over, and they're going to go from interest rates that were as low as 2.7, 3.1% up to almost 8-9%, in some cases 10% interest on the same property, on the same loan. And that is going to absolutely wreak havoc across the country if that happens. I don't know how they're going to deal with it. The insurance thing down here in Florida is already causing people for their residential homes are going up. So I know people who are already looking at 15, 25. I saw one person 50% increase in their insurance on their home. Wow. And it's like, if you don't pay it, as you know, I am the single one, the bank is going to get the insurance for that property and add that to your mortgage. And if you don't pay it, now you're not paying your mortgage. So that's how that thing over there in the commercial side can affect the residential side. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm just the old man wearing a Thundercats t-shirt in his attic. You know what I mean? Brother Mandrell, man, we got you on here, bro. 15 minutes, man. Not even 10 minutes, because your sister got to go. And I know I am the single one, got stuff to do. What's up, bro? How you feeling?
First of all, she ain't got nothing to do tonight. Okay, that's number one.
Excuse
I am a single
you?
one. I'm not familiar with her schedule, but she's a good friend of mine, good YouTube friend of mine. Shout out to her and her lifestyle. I mean,
I
good
told
luck
you.
to you.
Another man trying to tell a woman what to do and how she should feel and what she got going on. See that?
This
Not
brother
remotely
sister
what I
stuff. This
said.
brother stuff. This brother sister. That's
that
different.
right there. Oh, that right there. That's the problem.
You got nothing else to do
brother
with your
sister.
time except you can speak to me. Okay, that's what you can do. Anyway,
Look,
yeah.
y'all take
I
y'all
tried
family
to
food
listen.
home.
I tried to come up here and help you earlier, but DLC, because when I the single one popped up, I said, "Uh-oh, he's gonna need help with this." You jump, but hey, you helped me off and jumped right in that fire, man. Shout out to you, DLC.
Everyone, that's how we do it, man.
You did not run. No risk, no surrender, no retreat.
Hell no. And then hopefully we can get them to come back. But yeah, I mean, because we had a great show. Like always having your sister on is just an amazing time. And we're at the end of the show. Like we're kind of done talking about relationships. I just want, we're talking about media a little bit, man. And Mandrell, I definitely want to get your take on media. What's the deal with mainstream media? Is it now propaganda? Is it worth listening to? Can you take it at face value? What's your take on that, bro?
Well, you have to learn how to chew the meat and spit the bones now, and be careful with what media you consume. You have some people who are going to tell you that, hey, there's nothing wrong with the CPI inflation report. Nothing wrong with it at all. However, if you know better, you read the CPI inflation report, you're like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Yikes. You know what I mean? If you know better and you read it yourself, like I did, as Shu, on my show, I used to keep people updated with the CPI inflation report, but people started complaining. Why are you talking about that, man, Trilla? I want to talk about. Okay, you ignorant niggas won't want to talk about that. That's cool. I just let's talk about something stupid. I mean, because that's what they choose to listen to. But yes, this debt ceiling situation. I knew that they were going to find a deal for the debt ceiling. They cannot afford shenanigans right now, so I knew they were going to sign it before the deadline. What that would look like, I didn't know until they signed it, and it's ridiculous. We're stuck at the same budget for the next 4 years, DL? 2 years.
Yeah, Democrats won on that one. I don't even understand why the Republicans took, people through those ups and downs just to get Democrats pretty much everything they asked for.
Everything they asked for. Like, no, they conceded on everything. It's
just to make them sweat a little bit. They're like, we just can't outright be like, yes. We got to make them sweat a little bit.
Yeah. They might be looking for a new speaker.
The whole thing is a dog and pony show, but if you look at media and look at
I miss Nancy Pelosi.
Here's the thing, everything's about when it comes to media, just like everything else, everything's about money, right? So everything's about money. So they're going to produce content that the vast majority of people will consume. For example, Shu and I did a show last night that, in my opinion, everyone should have been watching from start to finish. Everyone. And what were people watching? They're watching like 12 other platforms talking about the same subject, Derek Jackson and his wife. We weren't talking about that, unfortunately, DL. But everyone was watching that last night for some reason. However, but in my show, here's the result of people watching that garbage. It happened on our show. Shu, did you notice that we showed 5 videos about they having the same conversation in 1968? And we showed the videos from 1968.
Yeah, I told him.
The same conversation, DL. The same talking points, the same answer. Everything was the same. 55 years ago. And on the same show last night, they came up and had the same conversation that they had in the videos we showed. I said, wow. This is what happens when you consume nothing but garbage media.
But
our question, Shu and I's question was, why haven't we learned anything in 55 years? Right. They came up and just pointed out problems and had the same conversation that was in those videos.
Step back and let men be men. What does that mean?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the question we asked. Nothing to do with it.
I get that, bro. Like this isn't new. Like I told Shu tonight, man. I'm like, yo, it goes all the way back to the Egyptian culture, man. There are hieroglyphs out there with people, complaining, men, complaining about their wives and getting rid of their wives. And it's like moms and dads complaining that their wife came back, the daughter came back home. And I was asking my buddy who's a historian, it was Rook. Rook was talking about this. And Rook was like, yeah, man. I'm like, well, Did they have laws? It was like, no. If there was no divorce, there was no like legal marriage. Like if the husband kicked you out, then you went back home, and then mom and dad mad because they got to feed you too. Like there's more people to feed, so they like complaining about that. I don't know what the answer is, bro, but it is one of those things that we're 100 years from now, these same talking points will probably be coming up. Only difference, it'll be trans people and like gay folks and everything.
Yeah,
it's relationships. People just don't know how to be in a relationship. I think that's what it boils down to.
That's what it boils down to. That's the conclusion I've come to. That people just don't know how to be in a relationship. And it's unfortunate that I am the single one has come to the conclusion that she's come to. In my opinion, of course. I do understand the appeal of having your own space.
I understand.
Yeah, I do understand the appeal of having your own space. I do understand how she came about that decision. I think it's unfortunate in the context where she's intelligent.
Why? Because she has a vagina and a uterus, and she should be kicking out babies?
Everyone, don't believe this nonsense.
Every woman is created to kick out babies?
No, she's not.
You're all baby making machines. What are you doing? Why are you not populating this earth?
Right. That's why it's unfortunate. We need people like her to procreate. The idiots are out here having babies left, right, and center. We need bright people with an IQ above room temperature to start producing offspring to offset the whole thing.
If you ever notice, most of the people who have a ridiculous amount of kids come from the lowest and the lowest class of society.
Yeah,
they do.
People at the top tend not to have all them kids like that.
They have two at the most,
and that is it.
They have like two at the most. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Why'd you stop?
And that's it. And granted, they got money and the means for the woman to stay home if she wants to and all that. So yeah, but she needs to be at home and care for the kids and she needs to be a mother. Yeah, they got the means and the money for her to do that. And guess what? She has a nanny that does all of that.
Yeah, but no parenting going on. No parenting going on at all.
You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing, I have taken it upon myself, and I've let her know this. I'm going to find I am the single one, the guy for her. It's going to have her change her perspective.
I know great guys. I know it's difficult. It's and that's why I started the channel, because I wanted to live my life openly as myself, and I know people need to come to acceptance of women who choose that. And it's kind of like, yeah, but a lot of people, especially men, have that reaction where it's like, oh, I'm gonna find you a great guy. It's like, I know great guys, I know amazing men, so yeah. But I know that Mandrell comes from a very sincere place with that, so I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, she's cool though, and everyone go to her channel and support her. Good grief.
Absolutely. Right. We definitely both those channels. Even though she only really wants I'm like, I don't show my face on this channel, but I show my face on that channel. But check that. Go over there and support.
And the thing is, the deal, if anyone had a face made for television, it's I am the single one. And Shu.
Holla.
So
yeah, it's Shu for sure.
You as
only
well.
This is a professional.
But and the thing, like I said, we need people with high IQs on the higher end of the spectrum to start producing offspring and produce more children, more adults with a high IQ. We can't let they're already in our politics, the morons. Look at it. I mean, how high do you guys want this to go? Come on.
They just birthed the first baby in the UK that has DNA from 3 people.
Wow.
I don't even know how you do that, but go ahead.
Yeah, they're trying to engineer the mitochondria.
The mitochondria, yeah.
So that to like breed out I shouldn't say breed out, but like certain diseases to make it less likely that the child will have a certain disease. So the first baby was just born in the UK.
Yeah, I've heard about that technology. They've even gotten cloning technology down packed now. So,
man,
I mean,
that's crazy.
It's crazy, but yeah. I'm glad you guys had this conversation.
Yeah, Sister Rosin just subscribed. Appreciate that, Sister Rosin. She just subscribed. You know what I mean? It's good stuff over there. And she also has I Am a Single One subscribed to both her channels. Let me put the other one in here. And on the spot is pop. I mean, I saw the one when you went to the concert with the
Yeah, that was pop.
remember the one you had with the female drummer and the couple, like you went to some concert.
I went to see Alpha Mist. Alpha Mist, they're amazing.
That was fire. I was like, wow. So I'm definitely I'm all about that. Like, I am the single. I'm about to drop your I am the single one in the chat as well. If you guys don't mind, please. Yeah. And so this was a good show, guys. This is a real good show. Honestly, hey, Shu, I thought we was gonna do this for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I had no idea we're gonna be going into a 4-hour show. My bad.
Hey, I'm over here watching Stuffle, Shu.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and guess what? Shiva was watching it. That's why I just left it on. She actually sat there for like an hour and a half, just watched the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
See, now you need to get that cat a buddy, a friend, or something, because that cat sitting there watching TV now. See, she bored.
Yeah,
get her a friend.
I don't do that. I don't do cats. I don't do dogs. I mean, I love dogs and I love cats. I love animals, but I'm too busy to do all that. Kids are easier to raise than because at some point kids can take care of themselves. Them dogs and cats.
Well, cats do anyway. All you have to do is clean the litter box every now and again. And feed them.
I'm cool.
I bought my cat 2 big old reservoirs where I put the food in, and it'll last for like a month. Like the cat it'll last for like a month. I just put a bag of cat food, put it in there, and water. Nah. It's like a gallon of water. I just put the water in there, just let it sit, and then she can just go and drink and eat all she wants.
I'm good. I don't need
They're low maintenance, man. I don't have to take it out for a walk or nothing like that, except she wants affection every now and again. I have to play with her every day.
She can't even get that. Got to turn on TV and just watch TV show. It is what it is. Brother Mandrell, I'm about to drop you down, man. And I am a single, and I'll let you get your last words in, and then we're going to wrap this up. Brother Mandrell, thanks for popping up, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man. And I'm glad you and my sister had this conversation. It was a good conversation. And I'm the single one. She always adds that extra ingredient to the conversation. Because that's a different perspective, dude, that you just heard today. She has a very different perspective on the whole genre of dating, marriage, and relationships. So she does add an extra element to it. It adds to any conversation about dating and relationships. So, yeah, and I figured when both of them were here at the same time, I said, no, he's going to need a little help with this one.
Oh, Lord.
He might have bitten off more than he could chew. That's why I came up the first time. But, hey, you sat there and fought it off by yourself.
Paratroopers ain't scared, bro. We ain't scared of nothing, man. We don't make sense. So appreciate you, bro. Thanks for coming through, man. I'm gonna holler at you later, bro. Jeez. I am the single one. We'll let you get your last comments. First of all, thanks for coming up and joining. I mean, it's always a pleasure to rock out with you. This was great. I loved your input. I did not know the extent of I am the single one and what that meant. Now I know. Wow. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna process that one. I wonder how many women are deciding to do that. You might be starting something, girl.
I think so. I mean, I hope so. I hope more women who feel like me, who think like me, will feel like hearing about my journey and my story will feel more comfortable making the decision for themselves, because we talk about people being single and miserable. There are a lot of people who are partnered and miserable, and this is a choice, and it's a choice that I was never told I had, and I'm glad to know that I do have it. I'm such a huge fan of Shu Shu, so I love being next to her talking. So thank you for having me up, DL. I just drove the rest of the way home, so I'm going to go inside, and shout out to the chat. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Take care, love.
Thank you.
That's for her.
Yes.
Fire. So, girl, we made it to the end of a 4-hour show. I swear I didn't think it was going to be this long, man. I really, really didn't think it was going to be this long. We're not going to make this a habit. Yeah, because I got stuff I got to finish packing. I got stuff to do, even though it's a quick trip.
Right, yeah.
Yes. But your final thoughts on everything. I mean, I think we really we hit hard the relationship thing. We talked about media a little bit. You know what? You should tell people, let people know that you are an actress first, and quit hitting you up for hosting gigs. Go ahead and let them know how that works.
Okay. Yeah. So I am an actress. I really do act, and I really have been in like some major projects. I was recently in Law and Order. I also have a project coming out, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. It'll be out in the fall. I've also been in Shades of Blue with Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta. I've been in a couple of other projects. So yeah, I really do this. I also have a short film that I wrote, directed, and produced myself. It'll be coming out probably in the fall too. Right now I'm submitting it to some film festivals and we'll see what happens with that. But y'all can keep up with me and my journey on Instagram, YouTube. I got my own YouTube page also at Shumeria, SHUMERRIA. That's SHUMERRIA. And I got to give a shout out to my brother Mandrell. He and I have our podcast on Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's over on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. So y'all come out, check us out on Wednesday nights. We have a lot of very interesting, very deep, very critical topics that need to be discussed about our society, about our culture, and just about us as a people. So y'all, please support us. And as always, thank you for supporting DL Saint. Y'all, I mean, if this is your first time to DL's channel, please hit that like and that subscribe button. We appreciate you so much. And thank you, DL, for having me on your platform. I appreciate it as always.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And yeah, y'all. I mean, Sister Shu Shu has agreed to come on a couple times a month. So we're gonna be doing this. You're gonna be seeing her. Look at that beautiful face. You ain't gotta take a picture. She gonna be back in a couple weeks. She gonna be back. Lord knows what we're gonna talk about next time. I have no idea what we're gonna talk about next time. Yeah, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out. Brother Helke, he's like, Shu Shu doesn't have a link, but there it is. That is her that's her name, and it's on her Instagram.
Yeah.
Please check. Yeah, support her Instagram. And support Sister Shu Shu in any and every way that you possibly can when she drops her film short. We're definitely, hopefully, we can premiere it. Yes, I've seen it, y'all. I told y'all I'm in the business. I already know what it is. It's a good piece of work, and it just reinforced my my view of Shumeria. She's really talented, y'all. I mean, really, really talented. I'm just like, yo, I was asking her, you did this? Did you dad? And then she just asked all kind of questions. She was like, well, yeah, it's just me. Like, damn, girl, it take me a 3-person team to get this far. She did it all on her own. So please support her and anyone and everyone who's out here being creative in YouTube and Instagram and all the rest of it. This is hard work, y'all. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate all that. I hope y'all enjoyed it. She'll be back in a couple weeks. We're not gonna be talking about dating. I can tell you that right now. But we're gonna, maybe we'll just talk about movies. You know what I mean? Because Pop go to Weasel, girl. Pop go to Weasel.
Motherfuckers got a cigarette. I ain't got a cigarette. Motherfuckers is in my way. Yeah.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna talk Hollywood next time. Next time we're gonna talk Hollywood, and we're also gonna talk comedy because we're both doing comedy. I sacrificed a night of getting on stage just to let y'all know how serious I am and how I want to get down with this sister right here. I sacrificed the night of actually getting on stage because I got to put together an hour, girl. I got to film it. I got to put together an hour and film it, and I got to send it to some agents. So I'll talk to you about that later. But thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. I'm DL Saint. This is Shu Shu. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. We're out of here, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.
Y'all know y'all love that.